Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. We are underway in Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen, with a score. The Clippers 4, the Toronto Raptors 11 points, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this late night edition of Flight Sports TV, ladies and gentlemen. We got ourselves an incredible ball game, some familiar faces in different places. Mr. Kawhi Leonard, ladies and gentlemen, facing his former team that he won a chip with. And I love to get a look at Russell Westbrook when he gets a chance to play, a certified Hall of Famer, one of the top 75, pay homage. And Kawhi just hit an incredible turnaround fade. We got ourselves a great game. Let's see what the Raptors do tonight. We got all access Dex in the building. Dex, what's the deal? Talk to the people. We live.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine. Shout out to the panel as it reaches premium peak. And listen, we all know that Flight is the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ. And most definitely shout out to the chat as it spew and sparl its chatter and its narrative throughout these Flight Sports block. And shout out and big ups to everyone who pulls up to Flight Sports TV.
Yes, sir. Well, what you think about this game tonight, Dex? I said we got 11-6 game.
Before, hold on, Flight, hold on.
I'm part of it.
Because I know you're trying to deflect as hard as hell.
Oh,
but I ain't letting you get away with it.
We can do that.
Way. I ain't letting you get away with it, Flight. No way.
Oh,
what happened to your New York Knicks?
Oh, I mean, they got stung. I mean, that's unfortunate. The Knicks ought to be ashamed of themselves. I mean,
at home, lost by 7 when it was a double-digit favorite. And we try to walk the people through this, that the Knicks could have been tired, and this could be a trap game. We try to walk them through it. But, Flight, I don't believe it myself. Because I at least thought the Knicks would pull it out straight up. I didn't think they would cover the spread because playing that double overtime, that's a lot of minutes, like quickly playing 50 minutes and Julius Randle, slot machine, OG, playing 50 minutes. RJ Barrett, baby slot machine, playing nearly 50 minutes, if not 50 minutes. That's a lot of basketball, Flight.
yes.
And unfortunately, they just couldn't hold it together for that long. I mean, Charlotte came out blazing out of that halftime break. I don't know what the hell Cliffy told him. I don't know if he concocted an Ixler for them to drink or gave him manna or gave him ambrosia. Ambrosia is the food of the gods.
Wow.
And they just came out just thrilled to be in New York and playing the New York Knicks after a fatigue basketball team hosting the Hornets in their sting, and the Knicks got caught up in the Hornets' nest.
Well, I mean, the New York Knicks got to get right on track, man. Shout out my man Basil Carpenter Jr. Man, it's unfortunate, but the Knicks, man, they'll be all right. This is good. Right. Listen, they're going to continue the winning streak. We got to understand that.
But Flight, you talked yourself into this. And you try to talk yourself out of it. You said, well, maybe they just need to lose and get this streak over with and start getting ready for the playoff. You talk this into existence. You waited for the shoe to drop, and guess what? That shoe dropped.
Right. Listen, I had a feeling that the Knicks would probably lose. Like I said, the Hornets they fight, and also the Knicks have some tough games, ahead, because when you look at these games that they have, you start to think they got the Kings. I mean, they're usually coming up on a tough stretch of games. You would have it's more games than that because they got and they on the road too tomorrow. So the Knicks is on the road trip in Sac. Also, they playing the Clippers. Look at this schedule right here. I'm gonna read all to you: the Clippers, the Lakers, the Blazers, the Nuggets, the Wolves, the Heat. So I mean, seriously, it was gonna end eventually. So what makes a difference whether it ended today? I think it's better. They about to go on the
last night.
I'm happy that they lost because they headed on the West Coast.
No, they could have lost. They could have lost in the West Coast. They shouldn't have lost that home.
No.
We can't excuse them for that flight. They cannot lose that game. The bottom feeder Charlotte Hornet team, who is exacerbated,
right?
Who is desperate, and who is dilapidated. I mean, the infrastructure of the Charlotte Hornets. Oh my God, flight! Come on now, the Knicks just can't lose that one. Not that one. Not that night, because that represented the 10th year that the New York Knicks had a 10-game winning streak in season, and they failed to capture that breath of fresh air for that moment. Because the New York Knicks was a moment, and they just cannot lose to Charlotte. Lose on the West Coast. Win that game. Win that home game for the fans for the 10-year streak and for the 10 in a row game. So get that out the way. 10 years, 10 in a row. Okay, we got that. Now we're going to West Coast. However we do on the West Coast, cool. But not that game. That's all I'm saying. Not straight up. If you're going to lose the spread, I know a lot of people say if you lose the spread, lose the game. But don't lose the game if you're going to lose the spread, because we know you're tired. We know your fatigue set in. I'm talking about chronic fatigue. These dudes was winded and they was tired. Charlotte was rested and they stung their ass, but not that game. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Well, the Knicks, they've been playing hard, man. So they had an off night. They lost. It is what it is. They'll be back. I think it's good that they lost ahead of the West Coast road trip. I think they're going to be successful, in this West Coast road trip. I don't think they're going to win every single game, but I think they're definitely going to have some success.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about the West Coast, let's segue into the Los Angeles. No, let me say it right. Your Los Angeles Lakers flight. The Los Angeles Lakers has finally niched themselves in a play-in situation. Right now, they qualify for the play-in tournament. They leapfrog, hopscotch to the number 9 slot. So right now, as we speak, they're the 9th seed. It could be moving up.
Yeah, man, the Knicks, your Lakers is nice, man. I got faith in the Los Angeles Lakers. I think they're gonna make the playoffs. And I think y'all gonna mess around and play Memphis. I think it's set up perfectly for y'all, believe it or not.
And Anthony Davis, I know you guys call him street clothes and AD Dispatch and all these names that may be deserving, arguably, maybe not be deserved. Maybe it's just overcritical. The last 5 games, Anthony Davis, 30 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, 60% from the field. 28 points, 19 rebounds, 5 blocks, 57% from the field. 38 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 54% from the field. 39 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 56% from the field. And last night, flight, oh, did he put up a doozy. This humdinger himself, Anthony Davis, is just a one-man wrecking machine. 30 points, 22 rebounds, flight. I'm talking about this is cage match type anger and fierceness. 2 blocks, 64% from the field. Where is the WWE when we need it?
Right.
Because Anthony Davis is body slamming his opponents.
Mm.
I'm talking about jumping off the top rope, a bunker, whatever that padded thing is called, and just Jimmy Fly snooking people, man. 30 points, 22 rebounds, 2 blocks, 64% in his last game, and that was last night. Anthony Davis definitely is player of the week. You cannot take this from him. He is definitely player of the week in the Western Conference. Nobody have numbers like this, Flight. They might have one-offs, but consistently averaging nearly 30 points, double-doubles, like 30 points and like 16 rebounds in a week, and shooting over 57% from the floor. Come on, Flight. You know he got to win player of the week. Anthony Davis, so-called street clothes.
He's going to win more than that if they get him to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm quite sure they are headed in that direction. The Los Angeles Lakers is trending north. And that's all we can ask for a team that was blistered, battered, and beaten from the onslaught of the season until now. They have yet to play 10 full games healthy with the starting lineup. I mean, do you know how many lineup changes the Lakers had? They probably comparable with the Charlotte Hornets as flipping their lineups due to injury.
Right.
So, man, if they get healthy, they're going to be a very scary team, Flight.
Yeah, they are. And I think y'all can beat the Kings and y'all can beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Don't you like your chances?
Oh, I love my chances with those teams because they don't have nobody to guard LeBron, first of all. They don't have nobody to guard AD, second of all. Now, they can match some of the output from LeBron James and AD if they're healthy. They can probably match some of that, but they can't match both of them. I don't see those two teams having two legitimate players in a series that can match the output of an Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And then if D'Lo comes back healthy,
it's all bets is all.
Man, that's a tight one. D'Lo and Schroeder, you're not missing any production. If you start any of those two, they're interchangeable. You're not missing any production. And both of those 2 point guards can slide over to the 2 if need be. Wow. Your Los Angeles Lakers. They're looking better and better. And the people are getting excited again about their Lakers. It's not doom and gloom. It might be shock and awe if this continues and Anthony Davis is able to hold up, because the Lakers season going forward hinge on Anthony Davis' health. That's the only thing that can derail this train from moving forward and becoming impactful in the playoffs is Anthony Davis' health. So if we can circumvent the injuries and keep Anthony Davis upright and functional, I think the Los Angeles Lakers is going to be one of the most fierce team coming into the extended season, Flight.
Yeah, Lakers, man, they're going to be a force. They're streaking at the right time. This is what you want at the end of the day. Yeah, I got it. Let's see what happens, man. Yeah, Darvin Ham, we got a chance to rectify this season. There's no more Westbrook. There's no more this. There's no more that. No.
Okay, but Flight, listen, I don't want to bore you with Los Angeles Laker talk. Please, I don't want to do that.
No, you're
good. I know you're a New York kid, and I don't want to bore you with no more LA talk and the 17 hardware they got inside the trophy case. And every now and then, Magic Johnson come through the facilities and put it on the mantle so people who walking by, like tourists, can see what winning looks like, and integrate that into a inspirational, motivational speech. You know how Magic do. Magic. But Flight, your Los Angeles Lakers have leapfrogged the old New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah, the Pals.
They leapfrogged them.
So let me check that. What happened with them tonight? Did they win or lose?
I think they won. Man, they better have win because if they wouldn't have won tonight, they would be in the 13th slot. So
Yeah,
they had to win.
Yeah, down Dallas
It
struggling.
was a must win.
This is a must win.
Well, I don't know if Dallas is struggling, but it was a must win. And Lakers is only 2 games behind Dallas for that
Yeah.
7th seed.
The
And they're
Lakers
2
just gotta
games
keep moving.
behind Minnesota for the 6th seed. And guess what? They 2 games behind Golden State for the 5th seed. Only 2 games. I mean, could you imagine the Lakers starting out the 14th seed behind? No, matter of fact, there was a 15th seed at one time. They was behind the Rockets because the Rockets had won before the Lakers. And the Pelicans was number 1. And man, how the mighty have fallen, Flight. How the mighty have fallen, Flight. My goodness, the Pelicans was the 1st seed in the Western Conference in the Wild Wild West. Now they're barely hanging on, and they're 1 foot on the mountain and 1 foot on the precipice of an ultimate collapse. I don't think we have ever seen this. If the Pelicans do not secure a extended season slot, whether play-in or playoffs, this would be a epic collapse. And I don't know if we ever seen this happen in the NBA in the 75 years of existence. A team went from first to worst within a season, or basically half a season.
Yeah, Jessica said Pel's gonna be straight. They're still confident out there.
That's what they're gonna say. What else can they say?
Yeah, strolling down Bourbon Street. Let's see what happens, man. It's not over.
Well, we can congratulate the Pelicans on a terrific win tonight. I mean, they hosted the Dallas Mavericks. They had 2 of the top 5 players coming in the Smoothie Center, and man, the Pels smoothed out these Mavericks. They turned these Mavericks into moral citizens. It wasn't no Mavericks running around. It wasn't no chaos. It wasn't no rebellion. It wasn't no rogue play. It was smooth in the Smoothie Center, and the Pelicans prevailed. They turned these Mavericks into moral men. They turned these Mavericks into mortal men. And they escaped with a 7-point victory. Again, defying the odds because Vegas had the Mavericks coming in as favorites. And the Pelicans spoiled that down there in the Bayou.
The Bayou, man, they'll be all right. But they got an uphill battle, too. I don't think they're going to make it. Somebody got to be the odd team out. And it's probably going to be them. The Lakers, they making way. So give credit to your Los Angeles Lakers. Because, I mean, I know people thought they was dead in the water. Especially the way I started the season. I mean, it's like I gave up before it even started. It just things wasn't going your way. But I mean, one thing that they can't overtake, they won't be overtaken in Los Angeles. That's one thing. I ain't got to worry about that. It's a Laker town. They're going to be straight. Who y'all play next?
Who do we play next? You know what? Honestly, I don't even know right offhand. I will have to check that. And
I'm going to look at the standings. I'm going to look at the Western
Conference. Who they play next?
Let me verify the seedings. So sometimes you like to bump your team up a little bit. I didn't look at the seedings. Let me verify.
I'm not bumping my team up. Like, I don't allow to kick it.
He's right. Yeah, you're in the tie. Well, actually, you're in the tie with the Pels. The Pels in the 10th seed. You're holding on to Thunder. It's going as planned. Look at Utah. Utah didn't really want to make the playoffs. So they was just messing around. They'll be in the Wembanyama sweepstakes. Just keep going what they doing. Oklahoma City. They got to make a decision. Do we really want to make the playoffs? You really got to be concerned with Portland.
Yeah, I don't think Oklahoma City is going to do anything. Yeah, because Dame has pride. One
Yeah,
thing about
he
Dame
wants to
Lillard,
get
he has
there.
pride. Yeah, he got to get his team because he has to justify his contract. And
Right.
not making a playoff is
Yeah.
definitely not justifying that contract.
Oh no, yeah, that'll be grand larceny.
The Lakers play. The Toronto Raptors. They play the Toronto Raptors. Toronto is, they stand in LA for 2 games. They're playing the Clippers tonight, and then they'll turn around, get a break, and then come and play the Lakers on the 10th. So that's going to be a good one because both of these teams are in need of wins. Toronto is trying to move up, as well as the Lakers. Now, Toronto could fizzle out when they match up against the Lakers because the Clippers going to give them all they can handle. I know they're up now, they up early, but the Clippers are going to give them all they can handle. So they could fizzle out, and fatigue could creep in the Toronto Raptors when they match up against the Lakers. And then after that, flight, oh my God, I'm out of town, and they're playing the New York Knicks. Oh man, don't you know that would have been wonderful? The Knicks could have came to LA on a 10-game winning streak.
Yeah,
Ooh, that would have been, man, that LA would have been, listen, they would have been tore up inside out, upside down if New York would have came in on that 10-game winning streak playing Anthony Davis and company. And then after that, they play the Pelicans, which they have to win that game. So if the Lakers can go 2 out of 3 in these last 3 games, I think they're farewell because after that's the Houston Rockets, and then you got the Mavericks coming to town. So the Lakers got out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they're playing 6 out of 7 games at home, flight. Man, you couldn't ask for that. But they got the pesky Orlando Magics, they got a desperate Dallas team, and they got a well-oiled Phoenix Suns team also coming in the latter part of March. So they're at home. We'll see what they can do, if they can hold up. But I think out the next 3 games, the Lakers should win 2 of those games.
Yeah, man, your Lakers gonna be straight. They're rising the standards. They're where they need to be. The NBA gonna help them out, and that's good. LeBron should come back rested too. That's something to think about. Y'all gonna be favored. Hopefully, I damn sure y'all don't want to face the Denver Nuggets.
Like we own the Denver Nuggets.
Let me tell you,
Y'all
not gonna beat Denver. You're not gonna beat Denver in the playoffs.
Denver is down. Speaking of Denver, switch reels. They're down to the Chicago Bulls by 10 as the third quarter comes to an end. 86-76 up there in the Mile High in the Rockies. Denver are down. Now, we've seen the Bulls have leads going into the fourth quarter and then surrender the lead, relinquish the lead, and we see leads dissipate and vanish. So the Bulls is not a credible team as holding the lead, but they're doing it now, and they're doing it in mighty fashion. They're up by 9. Well, 11 now. They're up by 11 now. So we'll see. The Bulls record is 29-36. So the Bulls are 7 games under 500. So how much they want to win, I don't know. We talked about last time, like that the Bulls are in the race for Wembanyama sweepstake as well. They joining the Charlotte Hornets and the Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference to be a part of that sweepstake raffle.
No, I agree with that. That's going to be interesting to see, though.
The Hawks beat the Wizards 122-120 up in Washington, D.C. Shout out to the DMV. Listen, Cleveland Cavaliers, oh my God, are they playing some good basketball? 104-100, they beat the Heat down in South Beach. Normally, a Cleveland team will go down to Miami flight, and they will lose that game because there's so much to do down there in Miami. And when you're coming from Cleveland at this time of the year was 40 degrees or less, going down to that sunny side of the South, the very South of America, Florida. And we know the Keys is the South of the United States. And Miami just about 100 miles from the Keys or something like that. And the Keys is very nice. The Keys is very nice down there in Florida, Flight. You cross that big old bridge. Oh man, it's this man-made bridge, right? It's like a monument down there when you leave the land and you cross this bridge. I forgot how many miles that bridge is. And you cross that bridge. It's a huge bridge, and you get down there into the Keys, and that's the utmost southern tip of the United States before you start going into those islands, Bahamas and things of that nature. But it's a beautiful drive going across that bridge down there in them Keys, Key West, Key Largo, and it's a very nice area. Well-to-do people down there and some wonderful food. So normally the Cleveland Cavaliers will go down there and lose that game. But since they acquired in the offseason Donovan Mitchell, who is an ultimate professional, he keeps those young guys in line. The Darius Garlands, the Jared Allens, the Evan Mobleys, He keeps those guys in line. So when they go down to those areas that are fun and fantastic, and you got a pocket full of money, can have all the fun in the world in those few hours you have free from the team before they give you a curfew. If some teams give curfew, some teams don't. Make sure those guys stay regiment and focus. And we saw the example of that and the results of that by them going down to South Beach, beating Jimmy Buckets and Bam. And that's not an easy thing to do. So big ups to the Cleveland, who are the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference and trying to move up. It's going to be a little difficult for them to move up because Philly would have to drop because Cleveland have too many losses on the loss column than Philly. They only 1 game behind Philly on the win column, but they 4 games behind Philly on the loss column. So that makes them like 5 games.
That's a lot of games, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of games. And Philly, they trying to hold on to their slot.
Philly. You believe in Philly?
Not really, because, Philly, I mean, to be honest with you, Flight, I don't have a problem with Harden. I definitely don't have a problem with the behemoth of a human being, the monstrosity himself, Joel Embiid. I don't have a problem with those two because they are vets. The guy I have a problem with is that your homeboy, Tobias Harris. I have a real big problem with him because he never shows up in the playoffs and he always get a pass. So that tells me he's going to be part of the NBA executives when he retired. Just mark my words when I say this. If I don't never speak to you again, Tobias Harris is going to be part of the NBA executives when he retires. And Tyrese Maxey, I don't know what's up with him because he was a real solid player when James Harden was down. And now that he's coming off the bench, it seemed like his production is iffy. It's too helter-skelter for me to trust Philly. And Philly needs that bench to come through. And Tyrese Maxey is the leader off that bench. And I don't know if he's going to hold his britches. So that's the only thing that frightens me. I don't know what's going on with Montrezl Harrell. He was supposed to be one of their off-season acquisition, and I haven't heard anything from him. I don't know if he's injured or what. And Jalen McDaniels, I don't think he's making too much noise up there. They've got Mac McClung on the active roster. I don't know if he's getting any ticks. I know he won the slam dunk contest, and then you got Daniel House. House? What happened to him? Remember, he was a star in the bubble. Whatever happened to Daniel House Jr.? What the heck is he doing? Is he injured as well? I don't know. So that's the only reason why I don't trust Philly as much, is because their backup guys are not doing much, you know. PJ Tucker, he's just, kind of faded away. And they took Dwayne Dedman from Miami, and shit, Vooch gave him a extended contract. He played Vooch 2 games in a row and got an extended contract on his performance. So he needs to give Vooch a little bit of that money. And but I ain't mad at Dwayne Dedman. You know what I'm saying? He a USC guy. He's a Cali guy, so I ain't mad at him. But still, Vooch gave him a contract, man. The way he demoed Vooch.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Vucevic, man. Well, I wonder what the hell he gonna be next year. Yeah,
I think I'm trying to think. Was they team? No, they wasn't. He didn't play with Vooch, but they both played at the same. They both came from the same college, Pac-12. But he didn't play with Vooch. I think Vooch is older than him. He didn't play with Vooch and DeMar. I can't put them together. No, he couldn't.
Vooch and DeMar played together in college, right?
Yeah. But I think Dwayne Dedman came later.
So why the hell they can't get it together?
Oh, in Chicago? I mean, listen, I've been running my wits with Chicago. I told you it was a silent civil war going on in the locker room amongst them, and Billy Donovan chose his side. Of course, he stuck with the vet of the vets, DeMar DeRozan, who have shown that he can lead a team to lengthy playoff series. Zach haven't. So he went with the resume over the talent. Because I think Zach is a better talent than DeMar, but DeMar have a fantastic resume being a part of a team who have deep runs in the playoff. So his experience in being in those high intensified moments have garnered the support of Billy Donovan over Zach LaVine, even though Zach LaVine got the money. So, and then when you look, and then Zach LaVine basically Zach LaVine been looked upon as a liar, because he promised a certain kind of atmosphere for Chicago. If you come over to Chicago with me and Vooch, this would be the atmosphere. It'll be fun, up and down running. Let's play like that UCLA style that got us into the NBA. You follow what I'm saying? That run and gun, that Steve Alford. And look what happened. Look what happened. It didn't come into fruition. It only lasted for approximately 9 games until your boys, the bully with the Bucks, came to town and shook the faith and foundation of the run and gun Chicago's offense. And Billy, I don't think Billy liked it anyway. See, listen, Billy didn't like that. Even I think he was kind of coerced into playing that style so he can attract more athleticism from other teams, like the Derrick Jones Jr.'s of the world, like the Javonte Greens of the world, like the Lonzo Balls of the world, and even to some extent Alex Caruso of the world. You follow what I'm saying? Those type of players want to get up and down the court. They don't want to sit around and just having to think basketball and watch somebody else beat the air out the ball. I'm talking about pat the peel to his flat. So it was a disturbance. And that disturbance shook the foundation of Zach LaVine's invitation to come to the Bulls. We're going to run up and down the court. We're going to outrun these teams, out athletic these teams, and all that. I mean, for crying out loud, Lonzo was catching lobs in the first portion of his Bulls tenure. You remember that? He was actually catching lobs from Zach. And then all of a sudden, that type of fun basketball came to a halt. It was beat the peel, pat the peel, hold the peel, shoot the peel. And when you wait around and you're a high energy player and you think fast, move fast, right down to the modern day time on that basketball court, it takes something from you. And slowly but surely, your energy is start to evaporate within its own self because the ball is being slowed down. And that's what happened. So they went from having fun and being free and reactive to having to think. Everybody have to think. And we got to think along the lines of the guy who was patting the peel till it pops. And that wasn't a good formula. But for DeMar and Vooch, to some extent, that was pretty cool because Vooch didn't want to feel like running up and down that court. Vooch is lumbersome. You know how heavy his feet, like walking, got cement on his ankles. But the scheme was how Vooch was going to be integrated is that they run, and when they don't run, they give the ball to Vooch. Or they run, and if the defense happen to get back to some degree, Vooch is going to be wide open, creeping down for that three-point shot. He's going to walk right into a three. But Vooch wasn't hitting that three. And about time they did slow the ball down for Vooch to make his presence felt, he kept fumbling the damn ball because he was fatigued. So it was looking really sloppy. So now instead of wasting possession, waiting on Vooch, they start playing without Vooch. And that didn't help. That didn't really help them because I think Vooch was very instrumental in Chicago early success to some degree because he's Vooch. He's something that you have to pay attention to. Even though he wasn't playing up to par or up to expectation, his presence alone garnered attention because Vooch was coming off all-star status. You got to pay attention to all-star. You can't just let all-star just roam around the court free without interruption, you know? But Vooch just wasn't, he wasn't calibrated properly into that kind of pace of offense. And then they changed it too soon when Vooch was starting to come around. Now they changed it again. Now Vooch have to realign himself with a different pace of the game. So that's playing with his head. So his equilibrium was always kind of off to some degree, even to our disdain. But you got to be honest here. He was a little off balance because of the different change of pace. And then when it came to him matriculating properly to the pace that allowed him to produce, the other guys don't want to stay on that snail's pace. So they want to do their own thing. So they do it for a minute and then they go off into the different realms in different dimensions. And Billy don't know where the hell their head is because they're not even in the same dimension as his. So there's a lot of fault to kind of blame for the Bulls' demise and unexpected downtrodden season. So everybody have to take some blame for that, you know. And like I said, it starts at the top because I just remember Flight as I parked this car. I just remember, and I will not let this go. And yes, I get backlash from some Bulls fans, not all, but most. I get backlash from some Bull fans, not all, but most, when I say this. And I hearken back to the Omicron ravishing of the Bulls organization. And the Bulls requested a reprieve. And the NBA granted it to them. I was furious when I heard it, and I was extra furious when the NBA granted it to them. Because two of their players, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, was unavailable. And you had a couple of more that was unavailable. I think was Alex Caruso unavailable? Maybe he wasn't at that time. They was playing the lowly, crab-based, ocean floor walking Detroit Pistonless. They Pistons wasn't popping in cylinders. They was pistonless. And the Bulls requested a reprieve due to the pandemic situation have came in and ravished the organization, and also due to some injuries. But they had enough players to play the game. And then they had two high quality players. Whether you want to discuss it, debate it, debunk it, or discuss it. Lonzo Ball and Vooch, they had an all-star, and Detroit didn't have an all-star because Grant was out. Where was Grant? In Portland some damn where? Or he was injured and then got traded?
I don't know what's going on with Grant.
No, at that time. I think Grant was traded at that time, or he was injured. He was not in that game. That's what I know. He might have been in Portland already. Or he came to Portland after All-Star break. I'm not sure. I think it's after All-Star break. So he was injured. I know he wasn't available to play. And the Bulls management, executive staff, caught cheese. I mean, this was an ultimate yellow belly. Here you got Vooch. You just gave Vooch all this freaking money, and you traded for the guy. You gave away draft picks. You already marketed. I mean, you didn't need him no more. You got Vooch. They one and the same according to Acme. And you got Lonzo Ball that you just gave north of $20 million to, available to play, regardless of who else he was playing with. And you cop cheese. I mean, my goodness, Lord have mercy. How do you do that? How can you be a hardcore Chicagoan representing a hardcore city like Chicago, and you go yellow belly? You're supposed to be gangster. Like, bring it on, fool. And that's when I said, oh my God, I represented AK, I represented Billy as gangsters. Because Billy come out of Florida. We already know who's down in Florida, who's run things down in Florida. And AK come from overseas. Played at a hardcore college. I think he played at Providence or Villanova. He played one of them schools. Those are hardcore schools he played with. And he copped cheese like that and asked the NBA for a reprieve. Like, we play in Detroit. Can you postpone this game? Oh my God, I'm terrified. Please, Adam, please help us. With Lonzo Ball and Vooch available. Bring it on, partner. That's what he's supposed to have been saying. You asked for. Now, listen, we cannot put those boys up north, six God, Toronto, in the equation, because that's a whole other country. And they have their own set of rules when it came down to that pandemic situation and how it related to the NBA. You couldn't even travel up there. They had to play outside of their own country. So we're not tripping off that. Okay, we're gonna let that go. Canada, but Detroit, really? And right then and there, that's when I start to have doubts of how tough and the identity of the Bulls really were. When I saw him ask for a reprieve, like a desperate dog. You know what I'm saying? So the Bulls have a lot of inner working to do. Listen, I'm not going to even use the word inner working. I'm going to call it for what it is, like introspection. The Bulls have a lot of introspection individually as well as organizationally. The Bulls have a lot of introspection. And we do not want to see the Bulls ever again. A legacy city as Chicago, cold-hearted city as Chicago, be cheated out of hardcore basketball. Strap your boots, I strap my boots, and we'll see if you can stop these sharp-horned bulls. I'm talking about Brahma bulls, not heifers. Right then, I believe they were turned into heifers for not allowing Lonzo Ball and Vooch to headline that game against the Detroit Pistonless. It was terrible. But enough of that. That's just what I observed. And the only reason why I hearken on that flight is because we see the residual effect of that. And we see that they constantly talk about the Bulls having a lack of identity each game. One game they this, one game they that, one game they not this, one game they not that. And now I can trace it back. At the time, I couldn't see that deep into it. I was just upset that they didn't allow their newly acquired $21 million man to headline and show his maestro wits in a game against Kay Cunningham and company. That I didn't understand. Because if you're going to display him for who he and what he is, that would be a perfect game, right? Detroit would be a perfect game. Houston would be a perfect game because that's right up his alley. Up and down flow. The quick decision making. A lot of athleticism. But they didn't trust Lonzo. They didn't trust Vooch. And they didn't trust the other remnants that would have accompanied them in that game. And now we look at it, they don't even trust Zach. So I mean, like, maybe I shouldn't be that upset. But it's not so much that I'm upset anymore because now I understand. Once you understand, you don't need to be upset anymore. At the time, I didn't understand. So that's what triggered my emotion to be a little skeptical of how the Bulls are moving forward. Because you're supposed to instill confidence and motivation in the guys outside of your superstars. That's how you win. But if you don't instill confidence and motivation into the guys that's outside of your superstars, then they will come into every game, every night, and even some day games with a lack of esteem and a lack of confidence if the main superstar or the main superstars of that team, not superstars of the league, but superstars of that team, don't fare well. And it start to resound on the other guys. To break that type of monotony or to break that type of symbiotic connection, then you play when your superstars are not available in games like the one you requested a reprieve for. Flight.
Man, I'm with you, man. Should don't make no sense, Docs. You definitely giving a lot of great insight tonight, man. You cooking. We got a lot of insight. Now, what's your thoughts on this game tonight? On the various games that was played tonight, anything catching your attention?
Yes, the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I just seen the goddamn. I should have seen the clip. See, I didn't see it. I just heard about the Kevin Durant situation. But this dude Kevin Durant just slipped. Looked like he fell in the puddle of water. Now, did you see him? Did you see him sprain his ankle?
I mean, that is so unfortunate, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. You can't make that out.
So we got to wait for reports to see if it's just a little something, or he have to sit out some games because he wasn't available for tonight. And the Phoenix Suns ran it off just well. I mean, they put numbers on the board, and they continue as they are up 33 points. Flight. And Oklahoma City supposed to be fighting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I know the Phoenix is at home. They down in that desert. They done drunk that cactus juice. And my God, look at these boys run off big numbers. I'm talking about Book got 44 points, and there's still 5 minutes left to go in the game. He probably done. And he did it in 27 minutes. Flight, come on. Shooting 73% from the floor, 60% from the three-point line. Where are they going to get help to stop Phoenix? Where cometh thy help? This is what the teams are asking. And Kevin Durant was nowhere involved in this game. I mean, you got a Chris Paul sighting all of a sudden. 18, 75% from the floor, 80% from the three-point line. Now, I don't know if they can keep this up because you got T. Ross, you know, he pulled in a good dub 4. So when you look at the Phoenix Suns, it just seems that they're just a well-oiled machine right now, and they're just feeling real good. They got Kevin Durant. That's what it looks like to me. They feeling real good. They got Kevin. It's almost like and listen, the damn starters of the OKC just was deplorable tonight. No starters really got over 10 points except Giddey, and he got 10. Now they got some production off the bench with Waters, the third, but you know, you can't count that. So yeah, to go back to Man gave you 12. To go back to the Phoenix Suns as I'm watching the game right now, it just mad crazy, Flight.
Like, yeah, they're gonna be a problem. Somebody's gonna have to deal with them. What you think?
I mean, it's going to be difficult because they can hit you at any angle, and DeAndre Ayton himself didn't really do much in this game. He only played 24 minutes, but he still shot north of 50% from the field, which is good. And it seemed like he was sleepwalking.
So get no worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the Phoenix Suns is just looking like a well-oiled machine, but we've seen this from Phoenix before in the past. But Kevin Durant wasn't involved. See, they got a opener, they got a sustainer, and they got a closer in Kevin Durant. One man can affect 3 dimensions of the game: opening the game, sustaining the game, and closing the game. And when you have one man that's able to do that, that's how you get rings. So you don't need 3 different players to affect 3 dimensions of the game. You got one player that can do that. And then Chris Paul, the maestro that he is, yes, he lost a couple of steps, but he don't need to be a speedster out there. All they got to do is think the game, because thought travels faster than feet. You ever heard that before?
Yeah.
Thought travels faster than the ball. So if you got listen, what's his name? Just play for the Hornets is out there. What's that guy name? The one LaMelo help him get a
Biombo.
contract. Biombo, yeah, Bismack Biombo. Yeah,
What about
Bismack
him?
Biombo's out there. I
Never
like
played
Bismack
that
though.
game.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Bismack. You know what I'm saying? He was a good friend to LaMelo.
He
It
was.
he just couldn't hold the ball enough.
Yeah, he was a good veteran.
Yeah, and then you had too many black players on the Charlotte Hornets, so you know they had to get rid of some.
But you thought it was like that?
Yeah, yeah, it's always like that with Mike. You know, they ask Mike to do certain things that they don't ask other owners to do. You're so boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix is just putting on the show. I know their fans is loving it, you know, because Phoenix has been coming up short lately, so they got something they can really cheer about. And see, and this is what happens when you have a coach like Monty Williams, right?
Right.
See, Monty Williams know the game. I mean, he's been on some really good teams, and he knows the games, you know, as a player. They had that bubble situation, and the Phoenix Suns was invited to the bubble. You remember that?
Yeah.
And this, and they had Devin Booker just showing out in the bubble. And the Phoenix Suns went 8-0. They didn't lose a game in the bubble. That's when you knew you had something. All you have to do now is add a few players, and then the next season, what happened? They went to the freaking championship. They went to the NBA Finals. Being a guest in the bubble, going undefeated, and still couldn't qualify for a play-in game because their record was so bad. But they turned it on in the bubble. And that's when you knew Phoenix got a little something there. And the next season, they was a representative of the Western Conference in the NBA Finals and won the first 2 games. The Bulls capped off a wonderful night on the road up in the Rocky Mountains, 117-96. They down Jokic and company. DeMar DeRozan was 17. Vooch was 25.
Sean Kemp situation?
Sean Kemp, no, I don't pay attention to Sean Kemp anymore.
Uh-huh.
Sean Kemp is, you know, you got to worry about all them damn kids he got.
Okay.
But you can elaborate on it.
Oh man, it says that he just got booked for an alleged drive-by shooting in Tacoma.
Wow.
Tacoma
Damn, Flight, I'm
police.
surprised you're bringing that up out of all people.
Well, I mean, it's breaking news. I don't really, like I said, I have to get some insight on it. I wonder if he's going to get, you know, front page attention tomorrow. Or just going to slip.
Well, but he's a former player, so, you know, he's not representing nobody but himself and his family. So I don't think too many people is going to put much into that, you know what I'm saying? Because he's been so far removed from the league, and he really doesn't have any. I don't think he have any involvement in the league, right? It's like in any executive position. I don't think he don't be on talk shows. He don't do anything much. He might be on a podcast here or two, but he's always in and out with it. So
Yeah.
so hopefully that he wasn't the shooter. He was just a driver or something, and something just went awry.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we'll see how the facts unfolds. Wait a minute, Flight. I just seen something. The Bulls did a change in their roster. They got Patrick Williams coming off the bench. And he put in 18 tonight, he played 30. He could play starter minutes. He played 30 minutes and put up 18 points. Shot 88% from the field, 50% from three, but he only shot 2 threes. But he had 9 attempts, made 8. So I mean that's a very high efficiency rating. But they can't get that from him constantly. That's the only thing about that first round, 4th overall pick. He was a pick right behind LaMelo Ball.
Cool.
Jokic fell short of a triple-double. Dang, Denver looked like they was tired. Murray only put up 11 points. Something was wrong with Denver tonight. That's interesting. Their starting 5 didn't do too well. The high score was 18. So maybe they felt this game wasn't a must win for them, since they sit so high on their loft in the Western Conference. Clippers is tied up 49-49 at the half. So they're going to give Toronto all they worth. Remember, I told you that flight. So when they play the Lakers, Toronto might be winded. I'm hoping that's the case. We move over to the Pelicans, thumped out the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie Irving with 27. Luka only with 15, but he shot so bad from the field. Luka shot 28% from the field. That's disgusting. And 20% from 3. What the hell? How did Herb Jones guard him or something? How in the hell did he shoot so terrible? That's disgusting. Listen, Trey Murphy had a nice game. Brandon Ingram kind of took the night off as well. But CJ McCullough, I guess it was his turn. He told everybody, relax, I got this. CJ put up a 32-piece in a winning effort at home. People was kind of down on CJ for a little while. Jackson Hayes got double digits coming off the bench. Finally, he got 24 minutes, so I like Jackson Hayes. But this Gary Temple, this is the guy they traded for Lonzo. Gary Temple. Gary Temple haven't seen the floor since 2022. Now I'm talking about early, like preseason early. So that they keep saying, oh, they flipped Lonzo for CJ McCullough. That's a bold-faced lie. Gary Temple is still sitting on their bench getting no ticks. Oh, they're going to say Thomas Satoransky was thrown in. No, Josh Hart got flipped for CJ McCullough. Oh, but the picks that we got from the Bulls gave us an opportunity to get CJ McCullough. But you still got Gary Temple. Wasn't he the driving force of that sign and trade? But the Pelicans won. Kudos to them. They beat a thirsty Dallas team because Dallas was reeking for a win. And they come up short. And Kyrie Irving played 41 minutes. Luka only played 27 minutes. So did Luka get benched? Flight. Did Luka get benched, Flight?
Nah, I have no idea.
How Kyrie played 41 minutes and Luka only played 27 minutes, but you got Tim Hardaway Jr. playing 40 minutes. Luka got bench, Flight, or did he get injured? One of the two.
Yeah.
But shooting 28% from the floor and 20% from the three, Jason Kidd, he don't really tolerate that type of lackadaisical output. You got C. Woods putting in 26 minutes. Luka, 27 minutes. He only played 1 minute and 49 seconds. Well, I mean, just estimating, but to be specific, he only played 1 minute and 45 seconds more than C. Woods. That's not right. Just looking at the numbers, I did not see this game, so I do not know. But it looks like Luka might have got injured, or he got benched, or did he get tossed? One of those three scenarios. He got tossed from the game, he got benched, or he got injured. Because you don't get Luka playing no 27 minutes and Kyrie playing 41 minutes and Tim Hardaway Jr. playing 40 minutes, and then you go over to their bench and see Woods playing 26 minutes.
Yeah, they said it was a thigh strain, bro.
A thigh strain?
Yep.
See, I knew it. Just looking at the numbers, I knew that wasn't right.
I mean, they almost fought back, but it was just not enough.
Wow. Luka, Flight, I can hear you. Luka's injured.
Yeah. Kyrie got to work now. He got to work.
Yeah. See, Woods got to come help him out too.
And shout out to my Bulls, man, exposing the Nuggets. If you force Jokic. If you force Jokic to be their top scorer instead of Jamal Murray, they will have problems, bro. If you
I don't know, because Jokic have some pretty good numbers being the top scorer across the board.
But the thing is, we force him to shoot deeper shots instead of having them. Like, we spaced them out more on the defensive side for some reason.
Who guarded him?
Nikola Jokic. No, not Nikola Jokic. Nikola Vucevic.
What?
Yeah,
he put the smack down?
He out-rebounded him and everything, yeah.
What? Booch, he outplayed the 2-time MVP, looking like 3-time MVP.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He just had a bad game. Yeah, you're right. He just shot bad. But at the same time, it was like he was more outside of the paint, so he couldn't really do shit, because most of his game, he's like in a low post, like a low post playmaker. That's who he is. So, and he wasn't in the low post that much today.
But the Denver Nuggets first 5 looked like they stunk up the joint, because nobody on their first 5 did anything relevant tonight. What happened there?
Jamal Murray passed Will Barton in Nuggets all-time 3-point list.
Wow.
That was the best thing that happened for them today.
Yeah, because they I mean, if you're looking at the numbers on the board, they stunk up the joint.
I thought Jamal Murray was about to get off today. I ain't gonna lie, but we was on their ass today.
So Patrick Beverly did his thing, or what? I mean, Alex Caruso, Ayo DeSumo, who slowed down Jamal Murray?
It's funny. I think all of them had a lick of them today. Zach too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what about Aaron Gordon and Michael
Gordon?
Porter Jr.?
He was trying to put in some work, but they was missing free throws bad. They was putting Aaron Gordon on the free throw line. He damn near missed like every free throw. Yeah, Aaron Gordon, he was trying to get off, but he's not Zach.
Yeah, it just seemed like the Bulls came in and played hard, and the Denver Nuggets just thought it was another day walk in the park, and they got stunned. The Bulls are still 6 games under 500 and still playing under expectation.
Right.
So they got a lot of work ahead of them.
We got the Rockets, I think, Saturday. So
you guys got a couple of days off.
Yeah, I think so. We had 2 days off from today as well.
That's probably travel time.
Yeah, because of we was at Denver today.
Yeah, so they give them time to travel.
The high altitude over there.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, the Bulls didn't put up no big numbers. They only got 117 points, but they kept the mighty Denver Nuggets under 100.
Right. Well, ever since the break, we gave up less than 100. I think. Let me go back to all our scores. I think we held the Nets to 89, the Wizards to 82. We gave 104 to the Raptors. We gave up 115 against the Pistons, 125. Yeah, so basically 3 out of our 4 wins after the All-Star break, it was less than 100. Yep. Pat Bev effect, man. He got everybody working.
Don't do that. Don't do
Man,
that. Don't do that, please.
he just got that, you know what I'm
Keep the
saying?
integrity. Keep your integrity intact.
He just got that energy, you know.
Don't do the Pat Beverly effect, because when they lose, we don't hear no Pat Beverly effect. Now it's just that it's another day.
He's not here to be some type of spot up shooter, man. He just here to be the locker room guy, and it's working. It's working.
No, it's not. It's not working, bro.
It's working.
What's their record? Okay, what's their record since Patrick Beverly been there?
4-3.
So they 1 game over 500.
Yep. But we finna turn it up though.
We
finna turn it up. We about to turn it up though, man. We got who we got next. We got next in this.
That's why I don't go with the Patrick Beverly effect narrative. I know it's something to rally the fans, but in reality, not virtual reality, there's no such thing as a Patrick Beverly effect.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like, he going hard. He playing for his hometown, so he gonna try to do whatever.
I appreciate that part. Playing for
trying
home.
to push for the playoffs, man. Fuck all that tanking shit. Like, even if we don't do nothing,
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, that's what I think Denver. I mean, if you look at Denver numbers, and it seemed like they came to play. It wasn't like this game was 117 to 115 or 117 to 114.
They did give up. I say they did give up after the third. But the first, like in the beginning, they was trying to put us. They thought they was gonna put us out, put us away early, right? You know what I'm saying? I think, but Jamal Murray, he had a few dumb shots he took, circus shots. Michael Porter Jr., poor man Klay Thompson, he made a few shots, but some just told me like we was gonna pull this out. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna be a close one though, but we just kept like forcing turnovers. I'm like, yes, this is bull basketball right here, man.
Shout out to Rave Kingdom.
Yo.
I'm trying to look up the Bulls schedule, not the whole NBA schedule.
Man.
We got the Rockets. Who else after the Rockets? God damn it.
I'm just waiting for the next era of the Clippers, man.
Yep. Then we got Sacramento. They've been going crazy. They trying to prove everybody wrong. Sacramento have been in the playoffs since what? Since the Chris Webber days.
No, can we talk about the fact that this nigga KD got injured during warmups?
Yeah, he slipped or something. They said
that boy.
He too skinny, bro. He's so damn thin, bro. He need to get some meat.
At this point, it's ridiculous, man. That's just ridiculous.
People not take care of their bodies, bro. And somebody, hey, what y'all think about some dude saying that he, I guess some bodybuilder saying that his drug guy is LeBron's drug guy.
Mm-hmm. You said KD?
No, I said Bron. Some bodybuilder said that basically that Bron taking PEDs.
Don't they test for that?
Derrick Rose went on a record saying that I don't know how long ago was it, like some years ago, he said that PEDs is rampant in the NBA. They know how to get around the testing with that shit.
It's possible.
It's possible.
I don't want to put that type of accusation on.
I don't want to do that neither.
Especially a guy who's shown that he can last. But if any of it could be possibly true, a lot of credit could be taken down from his career
Boy,
because
that GOAT debate over.
now, how long has he been doing it? If it was true,
Since the Miami days.
and not only for how long, that means this can be a huge lead on to. Of course, he passed the freaking record. Of course, he played for 20 some years. Of course, if he's really on that, if he's on that,
If he on that
that
shit.
could mean, of course, he's been playing for so long, bro.
But okay, but
like I said,
besides the speculation,
I said in the beginning, though. I'm not gonna make that assumption on him.
But you gotta
I'm
look
just
at
saying, if it was true in any matter, a lot of credit is going to be taken away, or it should, if we're being.
Clippers up 7 on the
Being fair.
Raptors, 64-57.
You think they gonna
Okay,
rescind the record?
who's this guy? First of all, before we start spiraling this narrative, who's the guy? What's his credibility? And is this third person or first person narrative?
Because I heard this news too.
Yeah, it was some bodybuilder. You know,
Okay, some bodybuilder.
He said his drug guy is the same drug guy for LeBron James. And,
Okay,
you know,
but listen.
Some guy. So the article.
Hold on 1 second, Ray. Hold on 1 second.
He went on the podcast and said it.
Right. Listen what I'm saying. He said his drug guy. So he's taking PEDs. So he admitting he taking PEDs, right?
Yeah,
Did he admit that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that don't mean that the guy that he's getting drugs from is giving him PEDs.
Right.
He could give him other supplements.
Yeah. That.
That's all I'm saying.
Can I read this? Okay. We have right here, March 18th, Basketball Forever. LeBron James has been accused of performance-enhancing drugs by former UFC star and self-confessed drug cheat Channel Sonnen. He claimed he and LeBron even have the same drug guy. Other basketball players will hear about what LeBron does and go, so that doesn't really matter. Someone has said.
But Ray, this is what I'm trying to ask you. See, this is where you got to bring in critical thinking, because a lot of times you still got Michael Jordan fans who still in the media will try to take a punch or stab at LeBron because how close he is to having this GOAT debate. Now, this guy who claims this, did he say that on a podcast, drugs guy, or is the writer saying that?
No, the guy.
The guy went
There's
on
a UFC guy. There's a UFC star, former UFC star. So I'm guessing a guy that retired or not doing it no more. His name is Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen, Sonnen. It was on an episode of Flagrant Podcast. He said, "Hey man, me and LeBron we have a same drug guy."
But that's what I'm asking you. Did they quote him as saying drug guy, or just the writer put in drug guy?
No, he says no. From here, quotation marks.
Okay. From
Sonnen claimed. He said, "We have the same guy that gives me." He said, Sonnen said, "It's the same guy that gives me performance enhancing drugs."
Okay.
It says right here, the NBA does conduct random blood tests to detect steroid use in players in their joint anti-drug program. The NBA, the program subjects each player to no more than 9 random unannounced drug tests during each season and off season, up to 6 urine tests and 3 blood tests.
But see, that's a tricky buzzword, drugs. I don't know if he used that as slang in place of using supplements. Because remember, supplements back in the day was a buzzword. until they separated supplements from drugs, from class 2, class 1, class 3, drug categories. Supplements you can buy, say over the counter and keep it moving. So at one point, supplements was a buzzword. Now drugs is a buzzword. But is he meaning drugs as supplement? Because that's more slang than the proper term, scientific term, supplements. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be careful, because a lot of times they spread these kind of narratives, even though it might not be true. But once it gets into the mind of the public, then it becomes you being tried in the arena, in the court of public opinion, because it might not be illegal what he's saying, but when you use the word drug and it gets into your head, automatically we thinking negative. We're not trying to parse if he's meaning, like ebonics or slang. If he's meaning supplements, that's legal, but we still say drugs because it sounds more cooler. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm gonna go get my drug. I'm gonna go to GMC and get my drugs.
Yeah. I don't think it. I don't in this podcast. He's not using it like as like some you dap somebody up and make a transaction. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. Okay,
like you got all the drugs you need. Shit.
So everybody that's listening, this ain't like no street drug. No, this right here is saying that he was a former UFC fighter. In his podcast, they were talking about other athletes, and he brought up NBA players too. And in quotation marks, he said here, other basketball players will hear about what LeBron does and go. That doesn't matter. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, it does matter. And he said that in the episode. Yes, performance enhancers. And he said if it does matter to these athletes. It looked like he was talking about athletes. He said when it comes to LeBron, he said, me and LeBron have the same guy that we get our performance enhancement drug from.
That's different.
So we don't know if we don't know for sure if LeBron is really using it.
He accused him. If he said performance enhancers, the way that he said it is that LeBron is using illegal substance to gain an advantage over other basketball players.
And he said
if it's random, like it was in baseball. Remember how it was in baseball? It was so random. They just like, you know what? We can't even crack down on this thing.
He said right here.
I mean, not random, rampant.
Yeah, he said right here. He said he doesn't have a.
What happened to all my fruit?
He said here. It's hard to believe that LeBron does take this, considering the fact of all the things that he has done, and he's always had this durability and capability throughout his years. But he said, but I'm definitely sure he takes PEDs. It's crazy.
I mean, like, if it's true, I would be surprised, and then I wouldn't be, because like you can see the difference of when he first was hooping. His early years with the Cavaliers, and then you see him on his way out of Cleveland. And
I remember he took that break.
That break, yeah. The cramp.
And
the cramp.
And the thing is, remember, this is the same person that does spend $1 million on his body, and you can do a lot with $1 million.
But why, if you're going to spend that much money on your body, why would you get illegal drugs? You don't have to spend that much to get illegal drugs. If this so-called bodybuilder or a UFC guy is able to afford it, then why would you go way out and spend millions when you can just spend the mere same amount that this other unknown UFC guy spent?
Let me say this.
Mm.
Okay, I think with these performance enhancements, sometimes things go wrong.
Are
So
you saying LeBron spend millions to keep people hush, even though he's buying cheap drugs? Most of the money go to hush. Most of it is hush money.
No.
Right.
No. When you're LeBron, you have a lot of things
Yeah,
that
boy,
can go
money.
south if people found out that you're cheating the game. You know
Right,
what I'm
no
saying?
doubt,
Well,
no
if you're
doubt.
spending, so if all the people who did it the sloppy way or the lazy way, they end up getting caught and it didn't go well for them. We saw people who did do enhancements, and you saw how their body deteriorated from it, or their body didn't work well, and people found out, oh man, he was on roids. So if LeBron is on it, and especially him being the face of the NBA, very, very the kids love him, everybody's watching, they report on him all the time. I mean, he can't even have a slice of steak in peace.
Right.
If they find out he did enhancements, then this ain't gonna look good on his career, especially a guy who just passed the all-time scoring record, playing all these years, playing or doing all this and this. And so I think that money could have been used to make sure that his body is okay, how his body responds. And he probably did. That's why he's been in the chambers. That's why he's been on heating pads, all that, whatever money he spent to make sure that his body goes well with it. It becomes all the enhancements can be undetected and everything can go well because he can't get caught. I'm not saying now, like I said, we don't know for sure, so I'm not going to put it all on him. This could be a guy who's trying to be a hater, but at the same time, if it's true, it's possible considering the fact that LeBron does spend $1 million on his body, and that would make so much sense. Because $1 million, you can do what with that body? You can make sure that it's right. You can make sure that whatever enhancements he's using is not going to be a show where everybody can see it. Because I know people.
Rave.
Hey,
It just sounds fishy.
Exactly, I agree.
That's why I need to know, when was this event where they shared the same supplier? Because if it was in yesteryears, like long time ago in LeBron's early career, then maybe so, because he wasn't making all this money in his early career that he's making right now. So maybe he might have had a cheap supplier to keep him going, to be among the upper echelon coming up out of high school, to be playing amongst men. So that's possible. So he needs to define what era or what year that this took place, that they shared the same supplier, because LeBron might have had the supplier early in his career, and this guy might have had the supplier recently. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to make it seem like the time LeBron had the supplier is the same time he had the supplier. And I just find that hard to believe, because they're in different tax bracket. And LeBron's supplier probably won't even supply no cat like this that's going to spill it out on a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I need to know if it was early in his career where his dough wasn't as strong, or was it
let me
in
say,
LeBron's prime?
No, you're right. And let me say this. It was on a legitimate podcast, over almost 2 million subscribers. So it was on a legitimate podcast, and he was like a guest. So
no, I'm not talking about how legitimate the story is.
Oh no!
I'm not questioning the authenticity of the story. I'm just trying to correlate dates, because, like I said, LeBron is a billionaire on the court as we speak, and I just find it highly compelling that these two would share the same pusher.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm on here. I'm here on the podcast right now. I'm going scrolling through it. It says he was talking about he didn't fully was not clean when he was in the UFC. He was talking about athletes, and he involved LeBron. So I don't. I would have to probably watch that part of the podcast. Probably get back to y'all. Probably.
Yeah, I heard of Anderson Silva. He's a legend. And John Jones. I mean, this guy is I mean, he's iconic in himself. But
but
this
some
other guy. Go ahead.
yeah, but some of them they be just taking stuff to make sure they body right. Don't know what's everything in it. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
LeBron ain't doing that. No, that's what
I
I'm
know
trying to explain
LeBron
to
ain't
you.
doing that. I know
You ain't
LeBron
paying no
just
$1 million a year, and you don't know what's going on in your body.
Right. That's why I said. That's why I said some people ain't doing all that when they be taking these enhancement drugs. I mean enhancements. Well, I don't want to say drugs because it sounds really bad. Perform enhancements, and it makes you can like some people. Sometimes you can see it. Like some dudes like, bro, you look a little extra bulky, my guy. I think you might be on some steroids. And we've seen athletes break down because of it, because they were doing it for years. Or we've seen athletes where we found out later that they was on enhancements. Okay. And what the guy was saying was that a lot of these athletes, people
But
don't believe
remember,
it, they're using
Ray,
these.
let me share some with you. Remember, enhancement doesn't mean illegal.
Mhm.
So enhancements could be legitimate fruit. Fruit can be an enhancement.
Yeah,
Vitamin C.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to be careful how we frame that, because if we frame it in a way that enhancement is illegal, then we're gaslighting. So we have to come to the grips: was it illegal enhancement drugs, or was it legal?
Yeah, I'm not blaming. I'm not putting nothing on LeBron. Yeah, I agree. I gotta look at that podcast for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Coffee is an enhancement, right? You drink enough coffee, you be geek.
Yeah.
Can't none stop you.
they say that too. Like
Especially that Miami coffee. That espresso down in Miami, that Cuban coffee, they give you that little bitty cup. Oh my God. I stayed up for damn near 3 days.
Yeah, some of
I
these
almost
players
walked
do
myself
use
into urgent
PEDs
care
just
because
to
of that shit.
recover. Yeah, they do it just to recover.
And
Basil, what about that Cuban coffee? I mean, you gotta try that Cuban coffee or that Blue Mountain Jamaican coffee. Oh my God.
The Blue Mountain.
It's just, the only reason I'm only even entertaining it is because he did accomplish all the things that he did.
Right.
And the fact that we always talked about these GOAT debates and LeBron can do it in each era, all this, all that. And if I find, especially me, bro, if I find out that there's truth to this, man, he gonna have a hard day. Y'all ain't no more. You ain't about to come at me.
They will crucify him, Ray. They will crucify LeBron.
You ain't gonna come at me talking about he to go. I know you. I don't want to hear that one. I'm sorry, the first person that say it. I'm sorry.
Basil, if you got any chores that's left undone, drink some of that Cuban coffee. I'll guarantee you your to-do list will be empty.
I agree, yeah. But see, you know what I'm saying? And remember, that's why I said he's doing it, whatever he's doing with his body as well, because he spends $1 million on it. So I'm sure he got somebody that's doing the test run on him. I'm sure he's
filter it out.
People are analyzing his everything.
Right, when he's running on treadmill,
spend $1 million so on your body each year. So clearly, like I said, if he's doing whatever enhancements he is using, I wouldn't be surprised if it was undetected for a long time, because he's spending $1 million on his body.
But what if everybody do know around him, but they don't give a fuck, like the NBA? Like, what if the whole NBA knows but don't give a fuck because they know?
So are you saying that whole NBA is doing the same, like they did in baseball with the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire competition? Barry Bonds. Clippers are up 9, 83-74 at the end of 3.
I don't think. I don't think I mean, we know it ain't every athlete. I think it's just, for
It's
example,
every athlete that can afford it, right? Because
not real. They're gonna be able to afford it. They getting money to do this stuff.
but you
They
not,
gonna be
listen,
able to afford it.
I don't know, Rave. I mean, have you ever seen an
for example,
athlete and his lifestyle?
Okay, I'm giving you an example. Byron Jones. Anybody know Byron Jones? That was a
Football player?
dynamic football player.
Yeah, football player.
Yeah, played cornerback. He
For
tweeted.
Ohio State, right?
Yeah, he tweeted about the NFL and his retirement.
Mhm.
He said, "Dude, these players don't tell you, these athletes don't tell you. They've been going through a whole bunch of shots and injections and enhancements and all that. So, that's why I be saying, we
think these
we
owners?
be thinking these guys can just last all these years,
But Ray,
it's
but
possible.
Ray, you got to bring some context to these shots. These
Mhm.
cortisone shots, are they legal or illegal? Do they get them on the sideline? Do when they go up in that little tent? You follow what I'm saying? Is it acceptable?
Hey,
When
Charles
you say
Barkley.
shots,
I'm sure some is legal and some is hush hush.
Hey,
You
they
feel me? Like because I think there are some things that they take because they want them to get back on the court or the field or the turf because people want to see them play and they want them out there. So these players will later pay for it later. Byron Jones said in a tweet, I'll read it out to you guys. He says, "Today I cannot run or jump because of my injury sustained playing the game. Do not take the pills they give you. Do not take the injections they give you. If you absolutely must, consult an outside doctor to learn the long-term implications." So I'm not saying what they take is illegal, but I'm very sure they probably take legal stuff and they probably take some hush hush stuff. And that is the hush hush stuff is the stuff they don't put out there in the media so they can hurry up and get that player on the field or on that court or whatever.
but Ray, if you act like these team doctors are a bunch of Dr. Kevorkians, I'm quite sure these guys have been thoroughly vetted.
I'm just saying this ain't Byron Jones or the guy that's implying LeBron does PEDs or this ain't the first few guys we've heard come out and say, "Hey, hope you guys know some of these players is on PEDs or some of these players is taking injections so they can play longer."
But legal injections, that's what I'm saying. Just because you say, huh?
Legal or illegal.
But I'm talking about the legal ones. Like when the team presser comes out and say, we halftime we tuck them and we shot them up and give them some temporary relief. You know what I'm saying? That's an injection.
Those stuff, but that's what I'm saying. Those stuff is out to the public. We heard about it. We know he did it. We know he got that. But I'm saying, don't be surprised if some of these athletes does the hush hush stuff where they don't put out there. So yes, I'm saying they probably taking the legal stuff that we know that it's because those legal stuff are always in the public. That's fine. We know it. We know like the guy, he was just limping a little bit. He needs something to, get a little adrenaline, get back on the court. Cool. Those stuff is legal. We know that. That's out to the public. But I'm sure it's very possible they might be doing other things as well that is not out to the public so they can continue to go out there and get on the court or get on the field and play longer or even last longer because of the physicality or because of the wear and tear on their body.
Yeah, because I remember in yesteryears, they didn't even report the injury. A lot of players would get hurt, but they wouldn't report it because that could mess up their pay. You know what I'm saying? That could alter their pay scale. So they get out there and play and complete those minutes, complete those games, so they can add up towards the mandatory games they have to play to guarantee that contract for that season.
And based on the chat, I specified that. I said he spends $1 million on his Colorado chambers. I'm sure they analyze his blood, all of that. I'm not, like I said, Basil, I'm not implying that he does any of these performance enhancers. I still think he's just this freak machine that has learned his way to being healthy and playing longer. I'm not implying that he does this. But I'm just saying, Basil, if it's possible, true, in any form and fashion, if it gets confirmed down the line, and we find out that he's actually been using illegal or undetectable stuff that pumping him for all these extra years, and why he can get on the court and still slamming on everybody at 20 years of playing, okay, of course. And so also all that little GOAT debate talks, you can throw that in the garbage. You all that little talk, all these little he got the highest scoring record. Because he cheated his way up there. So that's all I'm saying.
Right. How many points you think they're gonna bring back down if they do confirm this shit? They're gonna rescind that record like a motherfucker.
Oh man.
They're gonna rescind that record. They're gonna rescind him being top 5 in assists, the top 5 in boards.
I don't know.
That's why I was asking what part of his career that this UFC fighter is talking about sharing the same pusher.
If it's true, it would have to be the Miami days. I'm sorry. That man was jumping over people. Just running through motherfuckers.
I just remember he took that suspicious break and nobody knew where he was.
That's true.
So they open up an avenue for conspiracy theorists to conjure up any kind of madness to hurl at LeBron to slow pace his GOAT debate position.
We agree, William. We're not going to believe this. I'm just saying it better not be confirmed. And the guy that is saying this is a legitimate guy, a UFC fighter who is qualified to be a valid person. And, to me, if you bring up LeBron freaking James, your allegations better be very truthful, because you don't just bring up LeBron James just because you want to do that. You feel me? Especially allegations of him cheating or using enhancements that's undetectable and stuff. Because if you know what I'm saying, I'm just keeping it real. If you're gonna go out publicly out there, you better be telling the truth. If you come publicly just going, hey man, hey, listen, the guy who just finished getting the scoring record of all time, who's been playing for 20-something years, who keeps himself as the GOAT. I want to let y'all guys know that
that's why I say the timing is suspicious.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? I think the timing is suspicious for this guy to release that type of info, because if he's been holding on to the info for a long time, because according to CJ Gannon, I believe I read his comment that this guy fought Anderson Silva and John Jones. Okay, it's been a long time since these guys been in their prime, especially Anderson Silva. So how long had this guy been retired from UFC? Because if he's been retired for over 5 years, then he's been holding on to that for 5 years. So
I think John Jones put his ass in retirement. I don't know how long. I think it was like early 2010s.
See what I'm saying? Look how long ago that been.
Early 2010s. He was with Miami. So I'm like,
right. But why he's holding on to this long? Like he had something, an ace in the hole or something. LeBron broke the record, right? All kind of
you gotta wait to
celebration
to the event to die down to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is that by LeBron breaking Kareem's record, right? That's the crescendo. So anything that you have for or against LeBron, that's the time to bring it out, because he got all the media attention.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if he had this information for a long time, why did he choose now to bring it out? I mean, the timing is suspicious. I might say so myself. And of course, I'm not no LeBron fan. I'm just being objective here. I'm just asking questions.
No, I agree.
I have no dog. I have no dog in the fight. I have no dog in the fight. No horse in the race. I'm a Kobe guy. Everybody know I'm a Kobe Magic guy. But I just find it ultimately suspicious that he brings this information out now, and he's not even a current UFC fighter, and he hasn't probably fought in years. So that means when he was a UFC fighter, if him and LeBron allegedly shared the same pusher, what year was it? Because this is going to come out, and those who defend LeBron is definitely going to ask these type of questions, because that's leery that all of a sudden now you bring it out.
Yeah, I totally, I'm with you on that one.
William Godfrey said that story been out.
No, that not the
No. People
he must be thinking about a different story. This is William Godfrey go to what was it just had?
No, here's the thing though. The people been suspecting
William Godfrey go to Flagrant. It's called Flagrant Podcast. It's literally a day ago. They had a talk. And they interviewed Channel, whatever his name is, Son, whatever his name is. They had a talk to him about the athletes and stuff. It's in the podcast.
You know,
it wasn't Balco. So that's what I'm saying. You're thinking about a different story. They just interviewed him on Flagrant Podcast, over 2 million subscribers. They wanted to.
Balco been working everybody, right? Balco got a whole lot of that guy went to prison, I think federal prison, but he got a whole lot of numbers in his black book.
That's a. I'm gonna say that's
he's like, oh girl, what's the girl name that went to prison because she didn't want to give up her black book out of California?
I totally forgot
Madam.
what it was about.
Anybody remember that girl named the Madam? They didn't want to give up her book. Heidi Feist.
Okay.
I mean, Balco got as many numbers Heidi Feist got in her black book. He can take down some people, Balco, if he really wanted to.
But no, yeah. When you think about a different one, this is brand new. That's why it's all over the internet right now.
Well, the Portland Trailblazers got smacked again.
Hey, the Houston Rockets suck so bad. Tickets is low at $15.
Are you in the area?
Nope. But if you live in Houston, you can get tickets for $15.
Strip clubs cost more than that to get in Houston strip clubs. Yeah.
Shit.
It's $20 and up to get in Houston strip clubs.
When Los Angeles come to Chicago, tickets as low as $130. They know what they doing, motherfuckers.
Balco took down Marion Jones as well as CJ. Don't forget that, CJ Gannon. You're not that CJ, are you? Her CJ took her down too. Remember CJ?
Mm-hmm.
He ratted her out.
Hey, just a quick update to you guys. It's getting a little chippy between the Clippers and the Raptors. The Raptors with 82, Clippers with 91. Fourth quarter, it's over 7 minutes and some seconds to go. Just letting y'all know, with Pascal Siakam leading with 18 points and Paul George leading with 21. And Kawhi Leonard right behind him with 19. And
I enjoy some Marion Jones, even though she used to smack my homegirl. Oh my God, what's that little black sister name? Oh my God, I'm sorry, I forgot her. I forgot your name, baby. She's an Olympic medalist. My homegirl. She's my Facebook friend. Out of Pasadena. She now is a flight attendant for, I think, Delta Airline. But she's an Olympic gold medalist champion, I think, in the relay. Oh my God, I can't think of my homegirl name, man. My short-term memory is toe up. Well, it might come to me. But Marion Jones used to beat her all the time in the 100s. And I like Marion Jones, but it used to frustrate me watching her beat my homegirl.
Nice.
Can anybody help me?
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't. I haven't really wasn't too deep. My bad, you guys.
I'm stuck right now, Ray. My brain just got a cold brain fart on my own.
I mean,
homework.
I mean,
I even wrote an article on this chick.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we talking about something.
I know it'll start with an A. I can't believe this. She's my Facebook friend.
Raptors haven't beat Kawhi since he left.
She had got engaged. I don't know if she ever got married, but she was engaged for a minute. Oh my God. Her father is a famous dentist in Pasadena. Why I can't remember her name. She went to John Muir High School. Oh my God. I'm just blanking out. I can't remember this girl's name. If she ever was to listen to this, she probably slap the shit out of me right now.
It happens. Everybody has a quick, everybody has that,
It'll come.
Was it?
Yeah, but Marion Jones. But Marion Jones used to kick her butt. She couldn't beat Marion Jones for nothing. And when she found out that Marion Jones was dirty, oh boy.
Famous dentist, was it Andy? A hand dental gym? See, was
in Pasadena.
David? Was it
famous dentist in Pasadena?
Was it David Inlemack? Andy?
No. She got a regular Negro name.
I'm reading all these names.
Just put up track star John Muir High School Olympic champion or something.
Jesus, what I got?
Hey, Adam Hurley. That's what I'm talking about.
Hala Arafa, Joseph E.
No.
Stephen Zwing, Stefan.
Did you put John Muir High School?
John Muir High School.
Yeah, Muir, M-U-I-R. That's how you spell Muir.
Spell it for me.
I think John Muir was a general. Say it again.
Spell it for me.
Huh?
Spell it for me.
John Muir. John Muir is M-U-I-R. I think it was a famous writer or something. John Muir. Called him racist. They tried to rename the school because they found some racist writings of John Muir. And his name is plastered on a lot of California high school. No, not Gil Devers. No. I don't think Gil Devers is from LA.
The Ivy Institute.
I think Jackie Joyner Kersey is from LA.
No, hang on, let me find it.
I think Gil Devers might be from Texas. Dang, I can't remember her name right now, man. I'm talking about I can see her face. I know everything about her, but I can't pronounce her name. That's crazy. I'm telling you, she would literally punch me for forgetting her name right now.
Was it Sylvia Beeman? Sylvia?
No, it's no weird name. It's a regular Negro name. All you got to do is put John Muir High School Olympic track and field champ. Olympic champ. Yeah, her name will pop right up. I just can't Google right now because I'm on the stream.
Olympic
track and field champ. And when you put for her name, everybody that remembers Marion Jones gonna remember her because she's always finished second to Marion Jones. And Marion Jones was found dirty. I know she was like, yes, I knew I could beat that girl because all through high school she was able to beat Marion Jones. And then once they got into
Christine Gaines?
No.
Christine Gaines? Hold on.
No.
Let me see here.
Remember, it got to be John Muir High School, Pasadena.
John Muir High School.
Yeah, Gail Devers was a beast.
We got here Jenna Panadin.
No.
Tiana Berlotta.
Track and field. I said it's a Negro name, not no weird name. You know what a Negro is, right?
Of course. Well, I know that. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm starting to see a Marion Jones.
Yeah, Marion Jones used to beat her. I mean, she used to be Marion Jones. I think Marion Jones was from Hawthorne High School, something like that.
Yeah, Marion Jones, first woman to win 5 track and field medals of single Olympics.
Let me find this girl. Because it's so much on my mind.
Jamal Marshall, that sounds like a guy. Wilma Rudolph.
No, she was Wilma Rudolph. She's way back in the day.
Sydney McLaurin. No. What's she here?
John Muir, Pasadena. Olympic. You must
Sonia Richards. Sonia Richards? No. Gabby
Olympic
Thomas.
Track and field.
Jenna, no, that's awesome. No. Dorsey, Brianna Clark.
No.
Nah. Jackie, Jorna Kersey. Nah.
Yeah, Jackie Jordan Kersey is good. She's good. I think she's from. Yeah, I already mentioned her. She's from LA somewhere in LA.
Quinna Hayes.
Mm-mm.
No, let's see here.
I'll find it. I just can't believe I can't remember this girl name. That is so terrible. They got my boy Stacey Augman in here.
Daja,
They got Richard Bell in here. They got Chad Brown in here. All these people I know.
Yeah, they got guys in there.
They got Ricky Irvin in here.
Get these girls. I'm trying to find these girls.
Got my boy Derek Holmes. Ryan Hollins in here.
Do you know what class, possibly? What class?
They got Jackie Long, the actor, in here. Oh, you guys didn't know he was from Pasadena.
Oh, that's what's up.
Saladin McCullough, Sultan McCullough, Ingrid Miller. There you go. There's her name. Ingrid Miller. I told you I'll find it. They got Anthony Miller in there. John Muir has some beasts coming up out of there. Yeah, Ingrid Miller.
Ingrid
Miller. That's who it is. They got my boy Kevon Seymour. That's the one Kevon Seymour, I used to coach him in basketball when he was younger.
Okay, right here. John Muir High School alumni is the daughter of.
So he's playing with the Buffalo Bills? They got Kevon Seymour playing with the Buffalo Bills? I didn't know that. I thought he was out the league.
She's an Olympic runner from Jamaica. Born in 1972. Okay. My bad, chat. I was not paying attention. If you said
played with the Baltimore Ravens.
You said Ingrid Miller, shout out to you. I was not looking at
Kevon Seymour still in the league, man. I didn't know he was still in the league. They said he was playing with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, he plays for the Ravens. I know him. Yeah.
I didn't know. I trained him when he was a youngster in Pee Wee basketball.
Yeah. We trying to get rid of his ass. His ass trash. I'm serious. That is garbage.
Is he on the field?
Bro, no, he's like he only reason we put him on the
field.
It
said practice squad. It said was signed to the Baltimore Ravens practice squad.
Yeah, he's like a fifth string. He's like our fifth, sixth.
Then he was promoted to the active roster. Then promoted back to the practice squad.
Yeah, but that's because we had injuries. Everybody knows.
Okay.
Yeah. So he got on the field like twice, and we got one time he got on special.
He signed a 1-year contract extension with the Ravens.
Yeah, because the Ravens broke. Because the Ravens kept re-signing their players they had for depth. We had Kevon Seymour for like 2 years now, 2 years now, or 3.
Oh shit! You trying to make him? You trying to make him a little bread?
This season we got a couple new corners now. And I think we're going to the draft to get corners. Kevon Seymour is up out of there. He's trash, garbage as hell.
Oh my God, Ray! Right, you talking bad about my boy?
I listen, man, listen.
Jock Vaughn.
I'm sure. Listen,
look at all these people that I know that play professional sports. That's crazy. I ain't really realized that.
I'm sure that when you train Kevon Seymour, that's why he was so nasty in college, high school. But boy, he got these pros. Like garbage. You hear me?
Raven Cole. Hey, listen,
Dude,
Raven.
no, the
Raven's
reason-
trying to crash with my boy,
dude,
man. What's wrong with you, Ray?
Dude, only reason I could talk about him because I'm a Raven fan. I had to look at my roster, and I said, why the hell is he on my roster? Bro, you don't understand.
That's bad, Ray. You cold.
That was a waste.
I'm gonna tell.
of money.
If I ever see him again, I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna say, man, what's this guy named Ray?
Dude,
He was crashing you out, man.
Dude. But that's the thing, though. He knows it, bro. He getting mossed out there. He getting burnt out there. He lost out there, and then he keeps. He's the practice squad, and then we put him on the field, and take your ass back to the practice squad.
That's
I'm
bad.
sorry, bro. And this time we signed.
Okay, I ain't gonna let you crash my boy like that. Okay, time to switch on. What about those Blazers? I ain't gonna let you crash my boy like that.
Oh man, keep on Seymour. Dude. Oh,
No, I was talking about the last name devastating for you. The last name is Negro. But you had some Ingers back in the day. I mean, like in Harriet Tubman days, you had some Ingers. It's an old name. But yeah, CJ Gannon said I said Inger Miller. I didn't know you said that. But yeah, but it was she kept losing to her, and then once she got found dirty, oh my God, I know she was thrilled. It was an ego booster because she probably said, man, I used to beat this girl in high school, but all of a sudden she get into college and I can't beat her. Because Inger went to USC, and I think Marion Jones went to North Carolina, right? Because she was a two-sport star. A lot of people don't know that about Marion Jones. She played basketball and she did track and field at North Carolina. I think she won a championship for the women North Carolina when she was there.
Chuck,
I think because 1994.
Wait, Harris, you talking about, Chuck? What Harriet you talking about, Chuck? How old are you, Chuck?
You talking about Harriet Tubman?
Chuck, how old are you, bro? How old are you, Chuck? Chuck was born back in the day. Chuck, that nigga Chuck is so happy to see internet.
Yeah, we all got the slave owner name. Devastating.
Chuck was born back. Chuck Morris was back in the day where
I mean, you're not gonna find no Dexter Crockett in Africa. That name ain't gonna originate in Africa, that's for sure.
Bro, you probably all over Google. Let me see.
You're gonna see a whole bunch of white folks before you probably come up to mine. Before you ever get to me.
You'll become a slave master.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You see 1,001 white folks, then that one little black ass face come up. Oh, that's Dex right there.
It's funny because we it's crazy because we did that in high school. We'll look up some people on the internet and we expect someone black, but really just be a bunch of slave masters.
Yeah. That's where the names came from. Well, you saw Roots when they kept saying, Toby. No, I'm Kente Kunte. No, you're Toby. I'm Kente Kunte. No, you're Toby. I'm Kente Kunte. No, you're Toby. Okay, I'm Toby. Damn, Toby. This man finna beat me to death.
I'm Toby.
Damn, I'm Toby. Shit. Stop. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, man. Hey.
I remember when I first saw Roots when I was a kid. Oh, I wanted to beat up every white person I came across.
That's how
they hurry up and took Roots off the TV in Southern California.
See, I really, when I saw Roots, that didn't really get me out of jumping out of thing because it still felt to me like another educational slave movie. You know what I'm saying?
But I seen it when it first come out because there was a lot of hype. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Alex Haley and Roots,
and
they build it up, and then all of a sudden it come on, and I'm looking at it like, that's how that shit went.
Dude, what pisses me off? What pisses me off? That got me feeling the same way you felt before Dex is when I watched that movie Life with Martin Lawrence.
Oh, Life, that was comedy though. That was comedy.
That pissed me so.
And that's a classic movie too. That's a classic.
I'm talking about as a young.
You gonna eat that cornbread?
Bro, listen to me. I am younger. Listen to me. I am younger than a lot of people, and when I watched that movie, I never felt so segregated in my life. I was ready to box every single.
That was about the chain gang.
Dude, when I watched that movie, bro, dude, I was so pissed because I'm like, bro, I bet you that's some people right now. Like, yo, like that, man.
Bro,
so you saying that
is still trying?
What? I know. I
want them to fight hard, but so when the Lakers play them, they be weak.
Yeah, it benefits.
Keep fighting, Toronto.
Yeah. I need LA to do their ass, so the next LA would do their ass. Then they got Denver. So, if my Bulls can pull off, could blow out the Rockets, then put up a good game against Sacramento, I'll be cool because.
Yes, Chuck.
Toronto got a decent stretch right now because they might.
They'll be amazing. I don't like watching it more than once though.
Yeah, they'll be 30.
I actually refrain from watching it because if I watch the movie over, it's just gonna remind me.
Well, you must don't look at TBS then because TBS play it.
Yeah, they
like crazy.
Yeah. I'm not saying I haven't seen it on TV. I just refrain from looking at it. That's all I'm saying. Because every time I look at it, I'm ready. I'll tell you, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Let's move off of that. Let's talk about Danny Dimes getting $40 million a year.
Man, don't get me started. Because
isn't that privilege?
Yeah, it's more than privilege. And then that best player gets taxed for just $10 million. Like, come on, man.
That's crazy.
I don't think you should pay somebody that money if your team is not fully developed, bro. Y'all still got no receivers over there, bro.
Shout out to Chance.
So how you gonna build your team, find more good ass players? Like now you just hoping on the draft to find a good receiver.
How do you give Danny Dimes, Daniel freaking Jones, $40 million a year? How?
He asked for 45. He asked for 45, but and then he getting 35 guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. How do you give a man $40 million a year that he runs down the field by himself and fall before he gets to a touchdown?
Not only that, they was already talking about all year about getting rid of him, and then they extended him.
I mean, I get that he played better.
No, he not.
He played better
Lamar
this year.
Lamar Raven. Continue, y'all, my bad.
No, I'm saying like I know that he played better. He played good enough to stay, but $40 million a year is too much.
Way too much. His draft position was way too high. And now he's getting way too much money. Oh my God. That's highway robbery. And listen, Ravens placed franchise tag on Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And it was a non-exclusive franchise tag. What the disrespect?
Nah. They're actually playing a game of chess. It's actually I actually had to drop my ego and actually think about what's actually occurring. And it kind of makes sense if y'all think about it. And I'm gonna tell y'all why, because let's say Lamar does get his fully guaranteed contract, right? And that fully guaranteed contract is going to be above Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is $230 million guaranteed. And Deshaun Watson is nowhere near a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Nowhere near. And he is now getting paid more than Mahomes and what's his name? Josh Allen and all these big name type quarterbacks. you gotta understand if Lamar Jackson get this $250 million guaranteed with no agent, then we're speaking of a whole new set of
Of a new market.
a
Gotcha.
new market.
Yes,
And
sir.
one thing for sure, if we're speaking facts about football, when it comes to contracts, usually it's 20 million here, 17, 5 million. Maybe the only thing that can be reaching those 100 million is usually the quarterbacks. Okay, the quarterbacks be reaching 100 million or the 110 or 140 or 130. But now that Lamar is trying to reach it past Deshaun, now we're talking about NBA money and baseball money. 250 million, 300, 400.
But
All that they don't want the NFL. If we're talking about business, and I'm not agreeing with how the NFL handles business. But if I'm thinking of it as an owner too, I'm like, okay, we're starting to give these players baseball money, right? This is something they're not used to. And another thing is they're doing it without Lamar's doing this without an agent. So what does that tell you about agents? Agents are going to look bad because if Lamar Jackson can get a fully guaranteed contract over $250 million, now the agent's not going to like it. So I'm pretty sure agents and owners had a conversation right now. I think they're playing chess with Lamar, and I'm sure the Ravens owner said, look, we got a nice size contract for Lamar, but we don't want you putting your money all up in this because we do not want to extend the market. And if we extend the market, we're talking now these players, if Lamar, remember, we got Joe Burrow, we got what's his name? Joe Burrow, Allen, and Justin Herbert, who does not have a contract yet. And if Lamar gets 250, and remember, Joe Burrow has more accomplishments than Lamar. Well, kind of. Not because Lamar been MVP and a top he was top player of the year twice. But anyways, but Joe Burrow can ask for, okay, cool, Lamar got 250. Cool. I want 300. Give me 50 million more. I made it to the conference finals and I've been to the Super Bowl twice. Give me 50 million more. So now you're paying NFL quarterbacks basketball money. You get what I'm saying? So now we hear reports of, oh, this team is not interested in talking to Lamar. Oh, this team ain't interested in talking to Lamar. I think the Ravens got the money for Lamar. Once again, Lamar has made money for the Ravens. Tons of money for the Ravens. They got the money. They can make it work. So it's a scary business. This is how it goes. I don't agree with how they do business, but that's literally how business is going right now. And I think Ravens will keep Lamar, considering the fact that I don't think they want to extend the market. That's just being honest.
Yeah, they don't want to start a new wave of independent players.
Now that sounds more reasonable. That they don't want players representing themselves.
Mm-hmm. See, yep, and that too.
Because,
but actually, he's not representing themselves though. Actually, he's not representing himself. Well, his mom represented him.
Yeah, but regardless, he's doing it without an agent.
Right.
And that looks bad on other agents because then he's going to put a trend that, hey, listen, what are you getting the agent for? What are you cutting a check for the agent for? You feel me? Because When you get an agent, you gotta get the agent gotta get a cut.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So if Lamar was to get all that big money without an agent, guess how bad that looks on the agent. Like I said, I don't agree with it, but look how bad that looks on agents. It's gonna look bad.
But
I don't know if they look bad. I mean, because some people just not equipped to represent themselves, to face the harshness of the negotiation factor.
But not
Some people want to be on the beach. I don't want to be up in people's face trying to
see. Check this out. Check this out. Money changes things. That right there, put that in quotation marks. Put that Rave Kingdom quote of the year. Money changes things.
Money changes.
I'm just keeping it a huge truth. A lot of people might be scared to represent themselves or deal with all the talk and deal with all the reading or whatever that comes with the politics. They might be scared. But if they find out that, hold up, I don't have to represent myself and I can make $300 million guaranteed. We ain't talking about salary. I'm talking about guaranteed. It's on the dotted line, guaranteed. That means you can still leave the NFL and get paid that. Because that's guaranteed money.
All right.
Jesus.
But here's the thing. If you're trying to make Mahomes type of money, Mahomes run a ring before getting that money. So if you getting Mahomes money, you better win a ring before this contract expires with motherfuckers flaming your ass. Because what happens is quarterbacks ask for all this type of fucking money and then complain about the receivers and the running backs and the line. No, nigga, you got Mahomes money. You could do it all by yourself. You just that's why DA left. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I would have took a pay cut so DA could stay.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. Aaron Rodgers not tripping off that, man. He already won the Super Bowl. Now he's trying to stack his cash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
it's like he's gonna be the
not the same.
Even though he got a ring, they looking at him as like another Dan Marino.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His first ring, it was cool. It was cool, but what has he done other than that? Other than blowing out the Bears twice a year. The Bears killer? That's where you gonna get his gold jacket from?
Hey man, you gotta be called for something, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a Raven fan. At first, I was mad. At first, I was furious. Honestly, they need to just get the deal done. Especially a dynamic elite quarterback as he is.
And I fuck with y'all defense. I felt like if Lamar was playing in the wild card game, y'all would have got Cincinnati.
For sure. That's for sure.
I would have got Cincinnati.
That's for sure. But then I had to look at things when I saw every owner practically say, hey, we will not pursue Lamar Jackson 2-3 minutes after they put the tag. They breaking news. Ravens has put the non-exclusive tag on Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
2-3 minutes later, we the Falcons, we are not pursuing Lamar Jackson anymore. And literally 2 minutes later after that, we the Carolina Panthers, we are not pursuing Lamar Jackson anymore. 2 minutes later,
and the Falcons,
we the Commanders, we are not pursuing Lamar Jackson anymore.
And they all slow.
2 minutes later, another team talking about we are not pursuing Lamar Jackson anymore.
Yeah, all that's cap because they could come back later in the season and pick him up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, these
Falcons
owners,
will be
like I said,
nasty.
it's a dirty business. Anything can happen. The owners could pretend to be like, you know what? Hey, we ain't gonna mess with Lamar. We ain't gonna talk to him. And then behind the Ravens' back, he is talking to him.
So
For
in the
sure,
chat asking
for
about the
sure.
Saints.
I'm just saying it's a dirty business. I don't agree with it, but it's very possible that they don't like the fact that here's a black guy asking for a supermax contract with no agent.
I think he should get it.
That
though,
is
in
a
my
big
opinion.
thing. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because he been thugging it out with this team, like for real. If they would have been better if Duvernay didn't get hurt, but like everybody else ain't got no hands over that, bro. So
Yeah, it's really it's our offense and our philosophy. Our philosophy is really really weird. If anybody remembers the playoffs against the Bengals, the J.K. Dobbins was running all over them, and
they didn't give it to
they
him
stopped
on the
running
goal
him.
line.
They literally stopped running him.
He said
They literally
himself,
ran him maybe twice in the fourth quarter.
like on that goal line, Dobbins should have got that shit. I should have handed
Like-
off to Dobbins.
No, tell me about it. Nah, it's not even all that much about race. It's not. No, it's okay. I was just adding on to it. I'm not even. It's not even about race. It's about the fact that Lamar Jackson can be pushing this to
another level.
On a level of to where these players are going to start. The NFL players are going to start getting NBA money. The NFL don't like that.
For no work though. No, for no work.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
are you paying $200 million for deep in the playoffs or conference championship game? Let alone Super Bowl appearance. But you as an investor, are you actually willing to shell out $200 million for top 5 in the league and not
I mean,
I think it's like, oh man, I've been fighting with this team for a long time. If you want me to stay, you got to pay me this.
And listen, you bring up a good point. For me, as a fan, I'm like, yo, why not pay that $250 million guarantee? He clearly gonna make you more money to replenish that. He gonna make you $250 million plus more. He gonna put butts in the seats. You're gonna have jersey sales skyrocket. You're gonna be trending all over the internet. He gonna make your money back. So trust me, I'm thinking the same things y'all thinking. I'm like, yo, why would you not sign this MVP dynamic quarterback? Why? I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, you have to spend $250, but you're probably gonna get about $500 million off of him. So trust me, I understand. But at the same time, we're talking basketball money now.
See, I think
because Deshaun Watson already had $230 guaranteed, and Deshaun Watson is on none of you guys' top 5 quarterback right now.
What y'all need to do is trade for a big receiver like D-Hop or something. He for sure staying.
Wow,
I bet you half the check can't even name which team Deshaun Watson is on right now. With all that kind of
No, bro, I'm gonna tell you guys. When it comes to our wide receivers, a lot of people say we do need that number 1 guy, but I honestly believe we need solid wide receivers. We need multiple guys who can run routes and catch the ball. That's it.
I don't think that was
and I say that because besides Bateman and maybe Duvernay that we had on that team, the rest of the wide receivers we had was ass. They couldn't get open. The route running was trash. And when they did, the ball did come to them. They dropped that hole. That's why Lamar Jackson kept trying to look for Mark Andrews all the time because he can't trust his wide receivers to catch none of the balls. Let's say we want to save money because let's say we signed Lamar Jackson to $250 million guaranteed. We try to save money. I think the Ravens should go after multiple wide receivers of quantity rather than just get one big wide receiver for that's a star, and then the rest of them are trash.
All right,
I'd
but
rather
Ray,
we
do
get multiple
you
guys that can.
do you think they'll have to go to the draft for that?
No, we
They
ain't
will
got
have
to
to
go to the
trade
draft.
up.
That's the thing. We don't even got to go through the draft to do all that
Yeah,
because I'm gonna tell you right
market
now.
here
I can
nice.
tell you a couple of wide receivers right now that's not even gonna cost much. We can get Odell.
Oh man,
His stock went
his-
down, but you can still get some out of
Now
him.
listen. No. Odell is going. This is about to be Odell's lowest rate he's ever been in his career.
Like,
He's
so
coming
I
off
can get
a
him.
ACL tear, right? And,
I'd rather go
and,
see
thi-
what
and
the
this is twice that Odell got hurt, and he's been away from the NFL for a whole season.
I'd rather see what the Tom Johnson
He's
got.
at an all-time low. So that you can get a good big quality wide receiver in Odell for cheap.
Okay,
There's
but
a
are you
guy
going to get
named- there's a
quality
couple
out of him?
guys. There's a couple guys that's for free agency you can get for the cheap. You get Alan Lazard. He's 6'5", and he has great hands.
Yeah, Lazard's dope.
Great hands, 6'5", and you can get a couple speedy guys. You still got Will Fuller in the free agency and stuff. You get a couple quick guys too.
Well,
See
what
what I'm
about
saying?
the trade block too, though?
Instead of getting one big Megatron guy like, let's say, Hopkins,
How can it be nasty for
but
y'all?
then you gotta look at, oh shit, look up what we had to do to get Hopkins. Now we'll pick up a couple wide receivers in a draft and hope for the best.
Okay, now let me ask you this though. Haven't you guys been doing that already with the wide receiver core? Like just getting what you can for the cheap and hoping for the best?
No, we drafted these trash bums. We
You
drafted.
guys drafted Bateman?
The only bum that the only person that's not a bum that we drafted, that was Bateman. In Hollywood, we got rid of him, and that was.
Oh no, you had to get rid of Hollywood. He was dropping too many.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, we drafted Hollywood, and he was a compliment, please. He was amazing to me. I don't care what people say. He was good to me.
He'd be a good number 2, but you guys had no number 1.
But his hit when it came to the playoffs, he was a cheat code. His playoffs was crazy. But anyway, so we don't have. I'm just saying, draft wise, we don't have him. Bateman, we drafted, and I guess he was quality. He gets hurt, but I think he's a quality wide receiver. But like I said, he's hurt. As we speak, he's hurt. Duvernay, as we speak, he's hurt too. We drafted him, and he's a quality wide receiver, but we also like to use him for special teams. And the rest of these guys are all draft picks and trash. We had 38. We had 38. 38-year-old Deshaun Jackson. We picked up from the free agency. I mean, we picked up from the draft. We got a guy named James Porsche, trash. Yeah. Tyler Wallace, trash. You know what I'm saying? We got tight end. We got Nick Boyle. He just sat there like a big log. Like we had a whole bunch of guys on the roster.
Do you think it was the offensive strategy though that kind of hurt the receivers?
I said that too. Are the Ravens' coaching philosophy is very, very bad. The way they handled the offense, the way they chose to do things. Lamar said, "Look, hey, hold on. Let me use my legs as an extra weapon, like an icing on the cake."
Yeah, he wants to throw the ball.
Let me throw the football. So just in case, like I gotta get out the pocket and run, and I use my legs,
because he's accurate though. But he's accurate, and they're trying to fight this narrative that he's not. Like he's some kind of inaccurate quarterback, and it's crazy to me how they're doing that.
Why he's running for his life out of the damn pocket?
Yeah,
you should be able.
Look here, they always say that about somebody who can use their feet.
You should be able to. You should be able to develop a wide receiver. Without spending top dollar.
Exactly. And that's why I said with the Ravens.
All you gotta do is
top dollar wide receivers
with the Ravens.
That's
why I said with the Ravens, if we're gonna take, let's say we take the option of giving Lamar his big payday, right? Okay, with the X amount of dollars we do have, I say we get quality wide receivers for the low. So I'm not saying get another trash wide receiver. I'm saying get a wide receiver that can catch, and we ain't got to pay him no big ass.
Would you go speed over height?
So for example, like
Yeah,
Alan
you don't.
Lazard.
Yeah, you don't need a rookie, and you don't need an all pro either. You should be.
But would you take speed? But would you take speed over height on your wide receiver?
Who?
I would take speed over height. Yeah.
All right, here's the list of free agents right now. Would you
I
take?
agree, but I mean, but at the same time, the height, the guy got to be a great catcher. Like I said, guy like.
But Lamar is accurate though, so he doesn't really need a tall guy.
Alan Lazard can still move.
He's slow,
but he can move.
He's slow though, man.
I don't need speed though. I don't need speed. If you got good hands, yeah. Even if you're short, if you're not that tall, but your hands are better than the tall guy, you're going to start.
Yeah, because the speed is what's going to separate you in the passing game, right?
For sure.
Like you can have the best hands in the world, but if you got a good cornerback back there that's keeping up with you every damn near every play, you're not going to get the ball thrown to you that much, and if you do, it's going to probably get knocked down or intercepted.
Yeah, you got to get open. You got to be open.
Get separation.
That's why I said with Lamar and my Ravens, the wide receivers we actually need is a mix.
I would keep Bateman though.
We need guys that are quality. So, like, we don't need one mega guy and then just bums.
You can use you should be able to use Bateman for leverage if you want to make a.
I think we need guys.
I would use him on leverage. I would keep Bateman.
So like I said, keep Bateman as our one of our wide receivers that we drafted from.
Because he can be your second or third.
Get rid of all these other wide receivers that taking up spots.
I agree.
Keep Duvernay for our special team because he's a very good kick returner. Very good. And then go out there in the free agency that's not the biggest deals. Like I said, y'all, we can get Will Fuller. He's ready. He's still fresh. He's a fast wide receiver. We could get Alan Lazard. We could get Alan Lazard for the 50-50 balls to maul somebody here and there. And then we can get whoever else on a cheap deal that's very, very good. And
but
let me go to free agency right now.
Is Fuller coming off an injury?
Oh, he's good. He can play.
Okay. It looks like he lost a step. He just lost a step then.
Yeah, so I'm saying they just don't trust him yet. So I feel it. So like for example, I'm looking on the
I would go look at the Buffalo roster.
I'm looking at the free agency right now. So I'm looking at free agency right now.
No, they're making Josh Allen look like better than what he is. That's the talk I've been hearing.
So I'm gonna read. Look at this right here. So check
Josh
this out.
Allen is good, but he's overrated.
Look at these free. I'm looking at the free agents we can get. DJ Chark is available. Sterling Shepard is available.
Sterling Shepard, I like that one.
I'm just reading them. I know I'm just reading them. Robbie Anderson is available.
That's Sterling Shepard, son.
Jarvis Landry is available.
No.
Juju is available.
Juju available?
Yeah, Juju's
available.
No.
Hands.
But he's injury prone.
He'll TikTok boy.
Hold on. But see, you also got to think. But Juju is a major upgrade from the bums we have.
But is he
right? Based on what they got, though, yeah.
He had an attitude like Antonio, like Antonio a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. But an injured Juju against their best receiver right now, Ray, on your roster, an injured Juju.
Nah, he not beating out Rashad Bateman.
He's not beating out Bateman.
Yeah, he not beating out Bateman.
Bateman is a home run hitter.
Bateman
is a home run hitter. He's a great catcher. You guys just didn't. Yeah. They didn't have the offense.
Like I said, our non-touchables is Duve and Bateman. But everybody else can go. So check this out. Let me read this to you guys.
Yeah, finish.
So I'm gonna read this right here. Juju's is only worth maybe $3 million. Alan Lazard is only worth $3 million. Right here, Marquise Goodwin. He's only worth 1 point.
Now Marquise Goodwin is a good one, but he's always
but check this out. He's a speed guy.
Yeah,
he's
but
only worth. Hold up. Check this out. He's only worth $1 million.
Oh damn.
McCole Hardman from the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'll take
He's
That's
in
like-
free
That's
agency.
like
Guess
uh,
what? Guess what? He's only worth $1 million.
yeah, these are bargain
Paris
based. This is your
Campbell-
Dollar Tree. This your
Paris
Dollar Tree
Campbell
deal.
Paris Campbell from the Colts only worth $1 million.
Okay, but Ray, are you trying to get a championship cheap? Or are you trying to build around Lamar? Because that's not going to help you build around Lamar.
No. No.
What is it?
It ain't cheap because we're buying in Lamar, giving him $250 million guaranteed.
Ray, so what is it right now? Hold on, Ray.
Hold on. It ain't cheap because all the guys that's sitting on our roster was all free from the draft. Those are free. Those are draft picks that we can.
That's low overhead. Yeah, you got to.
Duvernay too? Duvernay was too?
Huh?
You guys got Duvernay through the draft as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of Duvernay and Bateman, we have like 4 or 5 wide receivers who we got from the draft that is on the roster that is taking up all these spots. And
we'll give them all up and we keep Duvernay and Bateman.
Now, guess what? Now let's imagine taking away all those 3-4 bums. Instead of being free, we fill in 1 million, 3 million, 3 million, and all those wide receivers, that's 3 million, 4 million, and 2 million, is all quality guys that can catch the ball and get open with speed. You feel me? That's why I feel like it's cheap. Yeah, it's cheap in your eyes if you're comparing it to the top wide receiver.
No, I'm not comparing it to that. I'm comparing it
to the bums that we got on our roster right now.
I totally understand that, but I'm comparing it to the ability of the top wide receivers in the league, not even the money value, right? It's just being able to ball out again. And right now, Lamar needs people that can ball out. Like he doesn't need injury prone, has-beens, was or never was. You know what I mean? Like
he all pro. He need Pro Bowl.
Check this out. Lamar, look what Lamar have done, and he had bums as his right.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's low, Ray. That's kind of low, bro. That's low.
If we gave Lamar a guy that could. He ain't the most expensive wide receiver, but he's actually quality. He's 6'6", 6'5". He can like jump on niggas and catch the ball. That should be fire. And hold up. And I'd even add that we can get fast guys too, like Will Fuller. He's played in the league for a couple.
But Will Fuller's not the same fast guy that he was coming out of
Juju Schuster. I'm just saying Juju Schuster is only $3 million. You feel me?
Yeah, but man, Juju wasn't even consistent when he was a big bird. Like
check this out. Okay, let's say if you want to add a little bit more money, we can get DJ Chark.
Okay, I can do that.
You get what I'm saying? Like even if you want to tease it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to for Lamar to stay. You're gonna have to bring Lamar to quality.
$250 million gonna make him stay.
Nah, 250 million ain't gonna do it for Lamar. He's seen everybody get 250.
That's not gonna make him stay. That make me stay.
Of course, yeah. Me and
anyways,
we can split it.
Look. DJ Clark, $9 million. How about that? You saying?
No, I get exactly where you're coming from, but that's what I'm agreeing with you. But I'm just gonna say I gotta have the wide receivers on a higher level to step it up for Lamar to go to that next level because he's always dealing with broken down wide receivers. He can't get the plays off. They're not running the right plays as it is. So now he looks like Michael Vick back there with no offensive line, just running for his life.
That's why I said I'm not giving him no broken down wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they're not the most expensive because we gotta understand we're giving Lamar $250 million and we gotta work with the X amount of money we have left.
Oh yeah, I totally get that. I'm just saying, like you catch it like a Jamar Chase.
Like I said, maybe we could tease it up and get DJ Chark for about $9 million. I guess we could tease it, but the rest of the guys after DJ Chark is going to be around that $2 million and $1 million. It gotta be.
Lamar. Look, for Lamar, I think he's going to need something a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like a Jamar Chase, right? That's a steal in the draft, right? If you guys can find that for cheap somewhere, that would be dope. Because right now he's looking like old Michael Vick throwing it to Algie Crumpler, and that was basically the only wide receiver he had was his tight end.
Yeah, I would love for us to strike gold in the draft chat. But when it comes down to the Ravens' history on striking gold at wide receiver in the draft, it's so low.
But the
Our
Ravens
chances of striking gold in the draft from the Ravens at wide receiver, that is a big bet.
But
and
that was never
our best we ever did was Hollywood Brown.
But that wasn't the manager, Ozzie. That's not his game. Like his game back then was to rely on that defense and rebounding that ball. So the wide receiver, the wide receiver was okay. We need you, but we don't need you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But guess who's running it now though? Now it's Eric DaCosta.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And his pick's been shit.
Yeah. Believe me, I agree.
And he's going to be running it for the next 2-3 years. So, like I said, I get it. Y'all want us to find a chance to grab that diamond in the rough in the draft too. But I'm looking at the possibility of actually getting that, and that is hard.
But I think people just want to see the Ravens go back to the old Ravens.
For sure, as a fan and me, I want that diamond in the rough from the draft. Saves us money, and we get a young, fresh legs. I agree on that part.
But it just doesn't seem like the Ravens are building right.
I gotta think: is my office really going to get that diamond in the rough?
It's not even about the diamond in the rough, though. Are they building this? Are they building this franchise the right way, like Ozzie did? You know what I mean? Like starting from the defense.
Exactly that too.
Like he didn't even need a quarterback. You could have got an okay quarterback, and he still won. You know what I'm saying? So,
the thing is, Ozzie Newsman ain't running shit like that anymore.
No, I know. I'm talking about when he was. Like
I agree. Yep.
That's where fans want to try to get back to. You know what I mean? Is them Suggs? You know, Ray Day. You know, the big guys, the names, the defense that really did the work. Like that's where
our defense is straight this year. It's straight.
You said it right, straight.
It's straight. I mean, they still made it top 5. So I mean,
look, you got to do what you got to do when you're going 3 and out like that.
Yeah. I agree.
I think they were on,
and especially that playoff game against the Bengals. That defense was crazy.
They was fighting.
They fight it. You know what I'm saying?
They was fighting.
And imagine if we had Lamar. That's a win. That is a win. God. That is a win. All your niggas who betted money.
Hey, I fought with y'all when y'all had Torrey Smith, Jacoby Jones.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. See, but y'all gotta understand at that time, that's when players was just swaggy. Do you know how swaggy Jacoby Jones was?
Yeah.
That nigga didn't give a fuck. That nigga would score a touchdown to you and do the lumbar. You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember wide receivers being hurt like this all the time though back in the day, bro. Like this is crazy to me how injured, and they're not even getting hit like they used to get hit.
It's the supplements.
Huh?
It's the sports medicine.
You are absolutely. I was about to go. You're absolutely correct.
It's the training too, as well.
Them overworking.
They went away from. Listen, these players.
They don't train like we used to train back in the day.
These athletes went away from aquatic workouts. These athletes are starting to use rubber, like LeVar Ball said on our thing. They make these athletes go back to. Go do these rubber bands and shit.
Like, why don't you wear knee pads?
What they did back in the day, they was running heels and bear crawls and push-ups.
But we were doing those in double pads.
Running around the whole mat, nigga, you know what I'm saying? But
remember, we was doing those in double pads with the butt pad, hip pad, cup, all of that. You know what I'm saying? With the double thigh pads, probably some double knee pads. You know what I mean? The big shoulder pads for the wide for the running backs. Bro, when does a defensive lineman wear wide receiver shoulder pads? Yeah. This is killing me. This new trend.
Yeah, that's why they're getting hurt because they're changing these players' diets. They're changing these players. Training. They're changing these players. A lot of stuff, man. Like I said, they went away. When is the last time we seen these athletes do a water workout? I haven't seen one in a minute.
Since Terrell Owens, I ain't seen nobody do it since Terrell Owens.
Who's done
the last time they asked did yoga or ballet?
Water aquatic workout. I haven't seen it.
If I was anybody in the league, I would just go to Terrell Owens and train with him. Period.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. Like this dude is still moving the goats.
Bro, Terrell Owens feels like he can still play today.
Bro, he looks like he can still play.
Bro, he raced Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill said, "You're faster than most of the wide receivers on the roster."
Yep. He was keeping up with him. So
T.O. was that dude, bro.
Huh?
But
T.O. was that dude. No matter what you said, personality.
Everybody's gonna talk bad about T.O. and they're gonna try to say, "Oh, well, I didn't like T.O. because of this." But then I always bring up the stats. Yeah. What are his stats for all the bad that you think he's done? What are his stats? He's had different quarterbacks everywhere he's been, and he still has the most numbers.
Different offense.
Are you kidding me? Come on, bro. That dude, man.
Suspensions, all that.
Yeah.
I was looking at a replay, man. There was one play. He told the cornerback what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
He told the corner what he gonna do.
The mic was up.
The
microphone
was up. Corner the whole play.
Could you hear it? Did you hear it? Could you hear it?
Bro, he told the corner the whole play.
No, I'm saying, but could you hear it, or was it just like his lips were moving and they had the words at the bottom?
No, they put up the mic on the
player.
Okay. Yeah. You can look it up.
Yeah, that technology was brand new though. That technology was brand new. So
Terrell Owens said, "Bro, I'm gonna make this a little harder for me. Listen, this is the play. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna do that. Just let you know. Do what you gotta do."
I think everybody's mad at T.O. for celebrations. I think everybody's mad at T.O. because he basically started this extravagant celebrations.
Dude, he caught that motherfucker from the 49ers.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Before that, he was only known. He was only known in the league.
Deion would do his high step into the end zone. Terrell Owens went to the end zone, got some popcorn out the crowd. Come on, bro. He got the ball, ran all the way to the 50-yard line to put it on the bro.
Yeah, he was.
I think they changed. Yeah, they changed the rules for flag for celebrations after.
Yeah, because then Horn for the Saints puts his phone underneath the touchdown end zone thing, and then takes the phone out and acts like he's talking to somebody. You got Randy Moss mooning the crowd, like it was but it was fun.
Before the catch for the 49ers, he was relatively only known in the league. He wasn't getting a lot of mainstream play. And then after that, he was everybody on planet Earth knew who he was after that catch.
Well, that's because he dropped 6 of them before.
Right. On top of that. Yeah.
You know, he got the game winner, but he dropped all the passes before that. So that's why everybody was like, "Oh, okay, about time." Like, so you know.
But he never dropped off after that. After that, it was no drop off.
No, but the drop off was the quarterback position for my San Francisco team with Jeff Garcia, and they thinking he's the next Steve Young, which I try to tell people Steve Young wasn't even the great Steve Young. Like I'm sorry, he just inherited a great team, like a Phil Jackson almost. Like he just inherited a great squad. It was already built up for him. You couldn't lose that.
I remember physically sitting down in front of a TV and watching O.J. Simpson on the 49ers and saying, "What the fuck? Yeah, what are you doing out there?
Go home, bro. Just call it quits, bro." Yeah, that killed me. I was like, you should have just kept it with Buffalo and just let it go like Jim Brown did.
Yeah, man.
But I saw Juju grab the ball in the spiral with one hand, going in the wrong direction. I've seen him do it.
Everybody's doing it now with the gloves.
In the wrong direction?
The gloves will help.
One-handed.
Bro, when have you ever
And he got hit.
But that was okay. All I'm gonna say is the only person I've ever seen really do that was Randy Moss with an actual one-handed catch. Right? Everybody else catches it with one hand, but they're bringing it into their body.
Yeah, they're bringing it in. Yeah, they're bringing it there.
Back in the day, bro, when Carter used to do it all the time. He would catch it with one hand, but hurry up and bring it into the body so it doesn't go. Now they don't even have to bring it into the body. They're just literally catching it. Yeah. Like you can't even put your fingers around a football to catch the ball when it's coming straight at you like that, fam.
Yeah.
Like just think about that.
Yeah.
And you're catching it way behind your head, falling backwards at a something degree angle, the wrong direction. Like, come on, bruh. They upgraded from Stickum.
Yeah, and then if you can't do it, that'll get out as a knock.
Yeah. Like everybody's supposed to be catching one-handed catches now and stuff. Like what? And it wasn't even a big thing until Odell caught that one. You know what I mean? Because everybody was still hung up on the Tyree catch on his helmet. You know what I'm saying? So it's still one-handed catches weren't that big and weren't that prevalent. But the way he caught that with 3 fingers,
the long wide receiver bomb is almost equivalent as the NBA dunk. I think it's the most exciting play in football, though.
Yeah.
The 92-yard bomb.
Nah, I don't know
in
about
stride.
that, man. I like
it's got to be more than 50 yards. Yeah, it's got to be more than 50 yards.
I like when somebody catches over that middle, bro, and they break a couple tackles.
I don't want to see him run a long time. No, too much chicken. Keep that motherfucker up as long as fucking possible.
He said, "Get it over with."
Hell yeah, man. Fuck that shit.
Look, I give Patrick Mahomes his props, man. For this dude to not be that accurate of a quarterback. He's accurate as a quarterback. I don't know how I'm saying that, and it makes sense to me, but it did. Like, if you get what I'm saying.
No, I lived in Kansas City from 2002, right after 9/11, all the way up to 06.
Yeah, but that playoff game where
Herm Edwards years when Herm Edwards was there,
yeah. But that playoff game where he was just sitting back there at the goal line, just staring at the people in the back of the end zone 4 times. That was crazy to me, and that's why I thought it was a setup. Because you had people wide. There were people wide open in the end zone, and he kept backing up.
Yeah,
it was like if you go back and watch that film, every play, all 4 downs, he literally backs up 15 yards, waits and watches everybody just run around the end zone, and they're wide open. I was like, wow, this is okay. Okay. What do you think about the Super Bowl? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it went like shit.
It was enjoyable until that flag came out.
I was not enjoying it, man. I'm sorry. I could see every play happening. Like you literally knew what was going to happen towards the end, and that they were going to let Patrick Mahomes come back like that.
Yeah, I thought their defense was going to rough them up, but.
No, that's not the narrative they want no more. They putting Patrick Mahomes at the top now over, you know what I mean? Because Tom Brady's on his way out. Yeah. So now they want to find a black quarterback, but they don't want him to look like Lamar Jackson.
A league representative.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
I'm telling you.
Look, mobile quarterbacks are coming more on them. Even if they white or black, they're gonna learn. They're gonna have to feet. White or black, mobile quarterbacks is the way.
Yeah, but they don't ever try to move the white quarterbacks to wide receiver or safety or cornerback.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you putting Michael Vick at the architect of what you're talking about?
I mean, you can if you want to. You can basically. I mean, you can't really dispute it because they did it to him and Allen Iverson at the same time. They did it to Allen Iverson in basketball while they were simultaneously doing it to Michael Vick in football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that boy Anthony Richardson in a combine. I'm like, damn, that boy big as hell.
I don't know what they're feeding him. That was a lot of college games. That's a lot of college games.
His arm big as shit. Like, you know, when they say the quarterback got a big arm, they be over exaggerated. This is what they mean. That motherfucker got a big arm.
But at 6'4",
is that the one that did?
I'm actually impressed with CJ Stroud. Actually,
yeah, CJ Stroud.
What was his 40? What was it? What did he do in the 40?
He ran a 4.4 in the 40.
I just saw the
4.40.
Yeah, quarterback.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. Justin Fields ran a 4.4 too.
Yeah.
Fields did the same thing.
Yeah,
like quarterbacks out there, right? But literally, it doesn't matter. See, that's why I never liked the 40 because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how fast you are on a straight line, right?
Yeah.
In football, you're never going to always run a straight line, right?
Yeah, the combine is kind of stupid though.
But I guess they're saying if you get wide open, and then it's nothing but the end zone in front of you.
Like, you're throwing to a wide receiver that's basically wide open. There's nobody covering him, nothing, right? How do you miss that throw as a quarterback? Like you trained for that. So that doesn't show how accurate you'll be. That doesn't show me how accurate you'll be crunch time with bodies flying at you and 300-pound men flying at you, and then you got a cornerback that's over the top.
Everybody know who's gonna be the next bust of this draft.
Yeah, because they did the same thing.
Who do you think?
They did the same thing.
Yeah, everybody already know that dude from
Hey,
Kentucky.
check this out. They did the same thing with.
Do you think it's going to be dude from Tennessee though?
I'm telling y'all. I'm different from y'all.
Levis.
I'm telling you, I'm actually impressed with CJ Stroud.
No.
Was impeccable.
No, but see, that's the thing though. That's the thing though. So was Trey Lance, right? Looked impeccable in combine, right? But literally,
but I wasn't high on Trey Lance like everybody.
You already know I wasn't. I still wanted Mac Jones. I don't care.
Like I'm actually high on CJ Stroud. I'm not high on Trey Lance though.
No, I respect that. I'm not too high on CJ Stroud. Just watching the games. You know what I'm saying? You know, watching the actual games, he gets rattled. He gets rattled real quick, and he'll get rid of that ball too fast. So, and he doesn't have the speed to come out of the pocket to where he can literally like burn 300-pound. I don't know how these defensive linemen now are 300 pounds running fives flats. Like that's crazy.
He's more of a pocket passer, but at the same time, I mean, if he does have to get out, he can get out.
Oh yeah, all quarterbacks can. Yeah, of course, yeah. But
no, don't say all.
Well, not
no damn Tom Brady.
not Phillip Rivers either.
Yeah,
Phillip Rivers was the worst.
Not no Joe Flacco. Actually, no.
Flacco was all right. Peyton Manning and Rivers were the worst.
Yeah, they were horrible.
They could not even sidestep out the pocket. Like it was bad.
Ben Roethlisberger, he took some licks too himself.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger, he was a big dude, but that dude would run.
Yeah, when he ran.
He was basically Allen before Allen.
Yeah, he ran. Yeah.
Allen's just a little bit more athletic than Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Allen. I think Allen.
Yeah, he's the next. Yeah, he's the next coming. He's the next coming of Ben Roethlisberger. I wanted Ben Roethlisberger in the draft. I did not want Phil Rivers at all.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Oh, Phillip Rivers went before Ben. See, I'm that young. I was 2 years old, bro.
I'm just saying. I think CJ Stroud.
Wait, but what'd you say about Rivers?
No, I said I didn't know that Phillip Rivers went before Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
that was like in 2002, right?
Yeah.
You see, I was in Pampers then. See, I don't know.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's crazy though.
I mean, but nobody really projected Ben Roethlisberger to go that high until the combine when they started seeing him throw it and see how big it is.
I mean, nobody predicts. See, let me tell you something, boy. These predictions be so bad.
Yeah, because they don't have a good IQ.
Motherfucker said that DJ Metcalf was nothing but a picture on the wall guy who was strong.
But who's saying it though?
His route running is not the best.
People that don't play.
His footwork is not the greatest.
But look at where the source is coming from.
Kill these corners.
But look at where the source is coming from. These dudes have never been on the field except for Pop Warner, right?
Yep.
Never.
If that.
Yeah, they grew up writing about it.
Guess what? And these scouts is listening somehow to them.
Yeah, because that's their job. No, I'm saying that's their job is on the line. Like if they don't choose the narrative of what everybody's saying, then that could be a big. You know what I mean? If that's a big win, then you lost out on a win. But if it's a bust, like most of them are, then you're out of a job. And that's
a lot of they never hit the locker room.
They need to do what the Knicks did when they got Porzingis. Get booed then, but then they celebrate later.
Now, I actually think the Chargers had like the best scouting and get some of the best players out of the drafts.
Yeah,
but we literally can't hold it. We can't keep them. We can't keep them because of Spanos. So they literally go everywhere else and win championships everywhere else.
Chargers was getting talent after talent after. I think
for like 16 years straight.
They're still getting talent.
Yeah,
we got Asante Samuel Jr. All of them. Man. Still getting.
Man, his dad was good, real good, man.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't like to choose juniors. A lot of people don't like to pick juniors because they don't end up being who their pops were. But Ashanti Samuel Jr., that boy is his pops and some.
Yep. I think he's faster than his pops now.
Oh, he's a better hitter too.
Yeah, I think he's faster than him. Yep.
He was popping at Ohio State. So yeah. But you know, some people you could just see and you can believe that. You know what I mean? But like a Jason Verrett, when the Chargers got Jason, I was like, what are you doing? The dude is small. He's coming from Utah. They don't even really play defense at Utah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, what are we doing here? Like,
Right.
I didn't like it.
But guess what the Chargers said? I know you guys don't like us picking these guys, but I promise you they're gonna be good. And they were.
No, they never are though. If you look at the history of the Chargers defensive backs, it's only been a couple of years that we even had good ones. We've literally been going through the round table with defensive backs for the Chargers because they're not that good. Quick Jammer was supposed to be that guy. He ended up not being that guy.
Junior Seau was after
Camardi,
that was a big drop off.
Remember Camardi? Camardi was supposed to be that guy. He ended up not being that guy.
Wait. Whoa.
No, Camardi had 3 good years.
Camardi has a little bit of sympathy because
Camardi had 3 good years. He should have had 15 years.
He has some good moments now.
He had 3 good years. He had 3 good years. He had 3 good years, but he had 15 babies. So he was not really.
Why'd you have to throw a shot like that?
I'm just messing around, man. Let me not throw money.
Yeah, after Junior Seau, though, to my big drop off on the defensive end.
Facts. And remember, Sean Marion was the first project. You see how that went?
Yeah.
Steroids threw him down quick. So that's really that he was.
Oh my God! Kawhi Leonard and dunked on Jacob Petelli again.
Yeah.
Y'all fertile. That's how you pronounce it.
Why is that?
I missed that.
I didn't see this, but now right here,
Kawhi dunks on everybody.
Did a contact dunk on that Caucasian center again.
One time I didn't even know he was gonna dunk. I was like, man, he finna lay it in. I damn near turned away to grab my drink and he fucking kept going. I was like, fuck.
He has almost a 7-foot wingspan.
Yeah,
like a Durant. And he has big old hands. His hands are huge.
Look at the picture. Look how much he covering.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard's wingspan is ridiculous.
And his hands are huge, so he's gripping the ball like a Dr. J.
Yeah. That's what be throwing me off. Yeah, because he'll leave it in one hand. Yeah, and shoot it.
Man, the West playoffs finna get nasty. Whoever don't make it out the West gonna get caught.
Oh my God, bro.
Whoever don't, it's gonna be nasty. All the narratives is gonna be nasty.
But I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing bad about the teams that don't make it out of the West because the West is so hard right now.
But it's people that gonna say something anyway. You know what
But
I'm saying?
look who leading it. Look who leading it.
That's because they're not watching the game. You can't have all that firepower on the West like that, fam.
They got to get up. You have to stay up late to watch.
I got a hot take about the West though. If Curry
MVP of the league, look, LeBron is out there. People got to get up in the morning in New York. You got to stay up to like 2 in the morning to see if it go into overtime. They're not staying up and watching that.
No, the East Coast games get love.
No, I'm saying if you're on the East Coast and somebody out the West is in double overtime, you're not going to stay up to 2 a.m.
Yeah, they're not watching the Warriors every night. Yeah, I get you. I get what you mean. Because the Warriors always come on late in the East, so I get what you mean.
Right. That's why the best like writers and shit should be at the game instead of trying to analyze the game from another coach.
Yeah, I missed out on that.
You mean analyze the game from highlights? They're literally analyzing the game from ESPN highlights.
Record the game, take your ass to sleep, and then watch.
Exactly. You better DVR it or something. All the games.
But check it out.
I missed out on the LeBron accusations. Why is this dude coming out with no? I mean, if he can prove it, why hadn't he come out with the proof?
Well, the proof was already there. It was in the Balco scandal. His name was in his books, but they didn't bring it out against LeBron because LeBron was the face of the league and Stern wiped it under the rug. He did, but he was in the whole baseball scandal.
Shit under the rug.
He was in the whole baseball scandal. Look, Stern wiped Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan's gambling off the record. Basically, like people forgot that Michael Jordan was a big time like gambler, and Magic was too on the low, and nobody knew that Magic was.
I think gambling outside of the court, bro. As long as you ain't gambling on your own team,
you think they wasn't
gambling? How you think they gamble on your own team? The nigga won 6 championships.
Bro, that's probably the easiest thing to gamble on, fam. You control the narrative in basketball. Like it's not like baseball where I gotta rely on other hitters to hit me. No, I can literally control this rock. and mess up this game or win this game for us.
No, I'm in Chicago, bro, doing those accusations and known, so it was no big deal until I guess get to the playoffs.
What do you mean?
With Jordan, because he had been doing it all season.
No, it was Jordan's league though. Nobody was
his
gonna say
whole
nothing bad about
career.
Jordan.
It's not like he point shaving or
Nobody was gonna say nothing bad about Jordan. Stern would not let the reporters write anything bad about Jordan, and if they did, it was little leaks that would come out. But if you look at the history of them reporting on Michael Jordan, they didn't really have too much bad things to say about him, and it was for a specific reason. After the '90s, I mean, literally, Jordan basically came out like LeBron was first, right? He's still in college, and they basically named him the face of the league.
Yeah.
He wasn't even the best person on his team. It was Perkins. James Worthy was better, right?
James Worthy, right.
But literally, they made him the face of the league before he even got out of college. So it's just like the LeBron thing. They already had it set up, ready for the next. And then you got Magic Johnson. He's on his way out because he's getting older. Larry Bird's back is messed up, so he's not Larry Bird no more. So they had to pass the baton. Should have gave it to Isaiah, but they should have just let the league just go up in scrambles and see who just wins for it because there was so many good players.
By committee, yeah.
Because Jordan was a pixie stick dunking on 7-footers.
Jordan's one of the most athletic. I hate Jordan, but he is one of the most athletic.
The highest vertical ever.
I hated watching Jordan. I hated watching him.
The record.
So
he jumped to 48 inches when he was 6'4". Before he stepped. Yeah.
It was the reason why he was the air up there because it literally looked like he had air, just like he was just hanging in the air. It was incredible the things he did. He looked like Dr. J.
I was just too young I wasn't even born to
But that's why the people that look at the highlights and say, "Oh, LeBron's better." LeBron's like, two different games, two different games, right? LeBron's game is more modeled off of a Magic Johnson, right? If you see how he passes the ball, how he looks at the offense, how he breaks it down, how he breaks down the defense, he doesn't sprint towards the rim. He methodically gets to the rim. If he has to speed up, he'll speed up. He slows it down when he has to. Jordan was just, I'm going to the rack. Stop me if you can.
He literally went around a guy like the Pac-Man game on one move. I forgot who it was. I was like, damn.
Jordan, you talking about when he did the spin line on the baseline?
He was coming down the right side. Dude was right in front of him, and then he just darted to the right. One step and then darted in front of him, but it was another guy under the rim though. But man, he was gonna take that poster whether he wanted to or not, man.
He would come up there and reverse dunk on you and make you look bad.
Yeah, no, he just jammed it down. He jammed it in his face. I think it was and the foul. Yeah.
Well, Jordan always got fouled. Like you couldn't touch Jordan. Like literally, like you could not touch him. After 91, you could not touch Jordan. After Jordan went to the league, after he went to David Stern and was like, dude, I'm getting pounded by the Detroit Pistons. How am I going to win a championship like this? Don't touch Jordan. Don't touch Michael.
But it's crazy that you say that, and you look at some players today and get these calls, and they replay, and you be like, man, that little pussy ass call, dog.
Yeah, and it literally just stems from the I call it the Michael Jordan rule. Anybody can call it what they want, but literally the only person that was benefited from me was Michael Jordan because you can touch anybody else, you can hand check everybody, you can elbow them too still back then, but you could not touch Jordan.
Yeah. Anytime the league actually makes a rule for your ass, I mean you're that motherfucker.
No, they made him that motherfucker. It was because you think about it, you got Clyde Drexler that was just as athletic as Michael Jordan. He's out there.
Yeah, right? I saw Clyde leave from the free throw line. Clyde left from the free throw line in a game. I saw that on TV.
Oh, yeah. We got to get up out of here.
Oh, okay.
Shout out Kevo, shout out Chance, shout out Devastate, man. Okay, Chance, I appreciate you, man. You've been cooking lately, man. I hear you.
I appreciate you, fam, for letting me on, fam. I appreciate you, fam, for letting me on.
The door's open anytime. Kevo, Devastate, and I want to see y'all tomorrow. You too, Chance.
Okay. Appreciate it, man.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.